Say one thing as a coach, if you know what you know, you should know this, and I know he does it because he's been in big games a lot. That part of a coach's the easy part of the coach's job for a game like this is just giving the players something, something to drive them through this game. The motivation basically is what I'm saying. That's all you got to do because if you coach them right all season long, then they should know they already locked in because this is a game that this is it. If you don't win this game, we talking about meeting up at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock or whatever to talk about what the offseason is going to look like. Welcome to the Green and Gold G Lounge. I'm your host, Ahman Green, with my good friend and teammate, my man Doris the Horse Levins, man, down in the ATL. How you doing, bro?
Hey, G, good, man. Good, doing good, man. People down here, it's cold outside,
and they lost their mind.
They're having second thoughts about life.
Oh Lord!
Hey, G,
what's the temperature?
School got canceled today, and it's 23 degrees right now because it's too cold.
God,
23 above. Right, not 23 below.
And no wind chill.
I think it feels like 18 with the wind chill.
That ain't much. That's a 5-degree difference.
It's 18 degrees. They canceled school. Who does that?
The South.
Ain't no snow.
Right.
Ain't no rains. No potential ice. It's just cold. So
the
somewhere
South does that.
In the meeting room last night, some school officials got together and said, "You know what? Fuck that. We in charge. Let's just say no. We ain't going. Let's just say that." So that's what they did.
Oh man, an average historian who's way north of us. He's in Milwaukee area. It's -6 right now, and life is still rolling and rolling here in Wisconsin.
It's just a day in January in Milwaukee. Shit, that's normal.
Wisconsin, Nebraska, Iowa, all the Midwest. Really, it's that polar plunge is going on right now.
We had snow last week, and I think it was Friday. Everything got closed down, obviously, because they ain't got the snow plows.
Right.
But it's crazy because when my son was here, and at his mom's house, he's got a bunch of friends over there, like his homeboys that he go to school with and he play ball with.
Yeah.
So she called me. She was like, "Yo, all his friends at the door," and mind you, these kids down here ain't never really seen snow.
Ooh-wee.
August had one snow, but he was like 3, where it actually stuck on the ground. And then we went to Green Bay last year, I think, and it was like an inch. It was like a dust up, so it wasn't really. So they had 4 or 5 inches, so it was a big deal.
Right.
So I hopped in the car. They was like, don't nobody go on the road. I'm like, I know how to drive. What you talking about? But the issue was on the way home from dropping him off, I got stuck on a hill. Because they don't plow the streets.
Yeah. In Atlanta. Right.
So I strategically, on the way there, I saw that people were stuck on the bottom of hills. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't get back up. So I had to take a whole nother route on the way home to avoid all the hills. But it was it's Atlanta, man.
It's the South. That's how it is down here.
What's going on in Texas?
So we got about good 4 inches, and I think it's still coming down because I looked out my window probably about half hour ago, and it was coming down. So I'm assuming it is still coming down. The sun is overcast too, so
is school closed?
I would assume so. I don't know.
I
listen to the radio. I would assume so. Trust me, with the 4 inches on the ground that came down, the school is shut down.
I would imagine Houston, like Atlanta, don't have a bunch of snow plows.
Nah, they don't have the equipment. They said when I lived in ATL, that's what they told me. Don't drive, even though you can. Even though you can, we can't.
That's a fact.
Oh.
That's a fact. And that's when you go out, you don't have to worry about how to drive. You got to worry about the people who are originally from the South.
Correct.
Who drive like there's no snow on the ground. I remember the last time we had a major snow. I'd never seen so many cars wrapped around trees and telephone poles because people they just like, ooh, that's pretty, and they drive like it's a regular day.
You can't do that. You got pump. You gotta go what the average on a freeway is 65. That's the average. So you gotta go when a day today for here, you got to go 35.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
and you're pumping the brake. Your foot is hovering over the brake too. You don't hit that thing. You gradually hit that thing. You don't. If you hit it hard, you slide forward, and then it's an accident. And
Yeah,
I
they didn't
watched
get that. They didn't get that memo down here in the ATL. They didn't. Nobody sent that memo out.
You would think it'll be in the, when you get your license as a high schooler, and in inclement weather, this is how you drive. You pump your brakes. You would think you would get that education, because you're on the border of having ice storms and all that. Because Atlanta, I know, gets a lot of ice storms. So to me,
man.
I'm like, I gotta have that under my belt. I'm thinking about it, and if it's something where what, I don't really have to go today, I'll stay home. I'm good. I can take one more day before I get on the road. To your point,
Friday, snow in the forecast. Friday morning.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday night, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to Kroger. It's a grocery store down here.
Yeah, we got that here.
All right, and I was like, I wanted to get a salad. I had grilled chicken, and I just wanted to get a salad.
Got it.
So I'm like, let me go get some lettuce, some more salad dressing. It took me 15 minutes to find a parking lot, and that
find the parking lot?
Spot. No, a parking spot.
Oh, spot. Okay, I'm like, dang.
That should have been my first clue. Should have been, right? But I'm like, what? It's busy, but it is what it. I go in the store, man. I walk in. It's like 10 cash registers open. They got 3 lanes of self-checkout.
Right.
Each line, AG, is 20 deep.
Oh.
I
so
turned
they
right
think
back
it's the end
around.
of the world.
Turned right back around. I was like, man, I guess I ain't having no salad tonight.
Right. People think it's the end of the world. They clearing out the shelves and stuff.
I know. I'm like, yo, it's not the apocalypse. It's snow. And it's not even a lot of snow.
Oh, my God.
Like, it's going to be gone in like a day or two. Actually, it snowed. And the snow damn near melted because it was a mix of snow and rain in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
So, it was slushy. It wasn't really that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I 100% know what you mean.
Ain't no bread. All the bottled water gone.
Yeah. Toilet paper gone.
What do y'all think is going to happen? There you go.
Yo.
Oh, what up, big dog?
What up, dog?
What's up, man? We just talking about how, so AG got some snow up in Houston.
I got 4 inches here.
They closed school here in Atlanta because somebody deemed it too cold at 23 degrees.
Hey, that's funny. I'm sorry. That is
So just to catch you up, that's what we're talking about. You got some weather up there too, huh? That's why you late?
Man, it's negatives. It's 7, but I don't know what it feels like. Like negative 14. What's that? Times by 2. It's cold.
That's cold.
There, man.
Yeah, that's
cold.
cold.
That's
But
cold.
you know what? I'm still loving it because of these Lion fans.
Oh, yeah. We haven't even got in. We're going to get into it.
Yeah, we was waiting on you to talk football.
Yeah, we're waiting on that. Oh, who we got here? Man, it said meow. Who was that? That was the average historian. Had that in there. Meow. The lions are not roaring, they're meowing. G.
Oh my God, man! They had the. I put something on Facebook. They had the crying Jordan face on the lion. Oh, I was dying laughing. Man.
Oh, that's a bad one too.
Oh.
I know what you're talking about. It looked like he got.
Oh yeah.
He cried. He looked like he been crying for 4 days.
Oh.
I know exactly the picture.
Them kids was ready, boy.
Yeah, they came ready.
I think we all picked Detroit, didn't we?
We did. We picked Detroit.
Nobody saw that coming, including Detroit.
Nope. We picked the Eagles, and then it was a split between us and the Ravens. And I know I picked Ohio State. What was the other? Well, I forgot.
Both of y'all picked Ohio State. I picked Notre Dame.
Okay.
But both of y'all picked Baltimore, and I picked Buffalo.
Yep.
And Chili, for all that shit you was talking last week, I think you need to give me $1,000 gift card to Buffalo Wild Wings on your ass for talking about Buffalo, the people of Buffalo and the wings. That's what I want. That's what I want from you.
I can say I'm sorry. I can do that.
I don't want no damn sorry. Shove that sorry up your ass with the wings you was talking about.
Oh my God. Damn.
Oh man. So let's get into this.
Can Baltimore nor Pittsburgh win the big game?
No,
nor Minnesota or Detroit.
I wanted to. Like, I wanted Lamar. Let's go. Let's start with the. Even though it wasn't the first game of the weekend, let's start with those Ravens and the Bills. You know, that game there, I was able to do one weekend actually. You know, with the games, it's only less games, so you could kind of get a shot to watch all the games. So yeah, watching this game here, Lamar Jackson and crew. Lamar came out as he unfortunately usually does in the big game situation, where he's just that anxiety kicks in and he look like he's overthinking it. If he's gonna run and run, it's like, just listen to mama, run the ball. You know, like I think one time she got on him about that, but not being himself. You saw that with the fumble and all that going on, and then it went on. I won't say it affected, but then when you have Andrews, get fumble and then dropping the touchdown too. That's when I was like, oh man. So, what's y'all thoughts on how that Ravens game went for Lamar and his Ravens, and then now Josh Allen finally getting somewhere where I don't think he has been before with being a Buffalo quarterback, been into the AFC Championship game. So let's hit on that the Ravens first. Doris, what's your thoughts there?
I can't put that all on Lamar Jackson. I know he made some mistakes. How many turnovers did they have? 4?
Yeah, somewhere in there. I'll check here in a second.
Yeah, but Mark Andrews had a couple of big plays that he dropped that 2-point conversion he should have had, and then he got his pocket picked on the fumble across the middle.
Yeah,
but like you said, the narrative is going to be that Lamar can't win the big game, and as a quarterback, you're going to take the blunt. You're going to take the hit on that.
Yeah.
But it's a team effort, man. Y'all know.
Yep.
It's everything. It's offense, defense, it's special teams. Everybody's got to come together at the right. Man, I told y'all that Buffalo cold is different.
Yeah.
He scrambled and he slipped and dropped the ball.
Yeah.
That's that cold weather right there.
Gotta secure better than that. So turnovers was 2 turnovers for the Ravens, none for Buffalo at all. So
yep, and that's the key.
A fumble, and the fumble for Lamar and the fumble for Mark Andrews. So that was the difference in the game right there. G, what's your thoughts?
Yep.
I mean, the game did not go the way I thought it was going to go, man. Shit, I thought you was going to see that 2-headed monster all the way down the field, but
Speaking of that, right?
Buffalo put a monkey wrench in it, man. I mean, if you had to say upset weekend, I'm gonna say upset weekend, just because the people who they thought they were was not who they thought they were.
We've heard that before. Yeah, we've heard that before. Yeah. So actually, Lamar 2 turnovers by himself, so 3 total. Sorry, correction. He had the fumble and then an interception, and Andrews had the fumble. So.
Yeah, and the drop. That's just a lot to overcome. And on the other side of that, or are we talking about Detroit? I think G moved it all the way over to Detroit.
Oh. No, we're still talking about the Ravens. I'll say before we leave the Ravens game,
keeping my mouth shut.
we got 176 total for the Russian, 176 total for the Ravens. Henry has 84, 16 carries, and a touchdown. And then for the Buffalo Bills, they're right there, not a few yards, about 30 yards behind them, 147 total. James Cook, I think, had a really good game, even though I would have thought he had more with the way he was running it. But him and Derrick Henry was running the same
Buffalo's got some nice
amount.
backs. It's him, the Johnson kid, and then the rookie from Kentucky, Davis. They got a nice little 3-headed monster back there.
Yeah, and then Josh Allen on top of that.
Yeah, exactly. and for the life of me, I don't understand why Derrick Henry doesn't touch the ball 30 times.
Yeah, he got close. He had half that. He had 16.
That's not close. He's your guy.
Yeah.
He's your 16 carries is not enough. Mm-hmm. You got to feed him the ball. And I know Buffalo was going to do what they had to do to try to stop the run, but that's what got you there.
You touching the rock.
Lamar got you there. You got to stick with that, because y'all know when it's cold and somebody running the ball down your throat, that's a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Especially demoralizing the defense, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we saw it most of the playoffs and most of the last part of the regular season, where you saw number 22 for the Ravens getting 20-plus touches, having some big runs. But that's because the pounding the getting up off the ground, D lineman G. You could talk about that when you got a running back, and then you got to get up off the ground every play, not just every other play, every play. Because the pass play, you most likely going to be standing up. By the quarterback let the ball go, you kind of stand, watch the ball fly by. But with the run game, explain how that is getting up off the ground every play, as a D lineman out there trying to stop the run.
Yeah, it's bad, man. I can't remember if that ever happened to us, but still, just being able to an offensive line overpowering you, and you can't do nothing to stop it. And
that stupid ass look on his face. Look how he's stuck.
Shut up.
You froze, G.
Shut up. It was
with a dumb look on your face.
That was a quick stop.
Man.
It's bad, man. When offensive linemen, when they know they got your ass, and they're gonna just keep smashing and keep smashing, and if you got a dog ass back, man, it's bad. It's bad.
Right. Yeah,
I can understand the feeling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm with you, Doris. I'm like, why I didn't get this man? Like, he should have had like 10 carries a quarter.
Speaking of dog ass backs,
right?
Somebody who should have had 10 carries a quarter, Jahmyr Gibbs.
Oh,
I don't know why they don't give him the ball 30 times a game.
That too. Yeah, that's the other game.
They kept trying to stick Montgomery in there, and I'm like, man,
yeah,
get him out the way.
And he's a good back, but he ain't Jahmyr Gibbs.
No,
Jahmyr can take it to the house every.
Starter. He's the starter now.
He should have got 30 touches. It's the same thing. Why don't you go to your best players in those big games?
Coaches start.
We know how. 32.
Ooh, yeah.
Should have kept feeding my dog.
Thank you.
I was at that game too, watching that thing. I was like, "What is going on?"
75 yards and 15 carries in the first half. Got 3 carries in the second half.
Who fault?
Still averaged 5 yards a carry.
Who fault was that?
Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah.
At least Jahmyr had 100. He had 105 yards. He had 2 tutties.
But how many touches did he have?
He had total between his rushing, he just had 14. Receptions, he had 6. So he had 20 touches.
He needed 10 more.
Right.
He needed 10 more.
Because for one, obviously he's not a bruiser. He's not going to beat him up like a Montgomery. But that speed, the way he hits the hole so fast, like you gotta. Because then at the end of the game, you're gonna have the linebackers they're gonna anticipate the speed, and then he could hit him with a pop-o, slow him down, and then still get by him. And we already seen him running in inclement weather, so and they were home. That's what I'm talking about. They're indoors. At that game, they weren't outside. It was home field advantage.
To me, he impacts the game like Barry Sanders would.
Right.
He has that kind of impact where you can just take it to the house on any given play.
Yeah, and then nobody's catching him.
And then nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, he's like,
you know what I'm saying?
Deuces, kick rocks, So in that game, we had Jaden Daniels, the rookie, most likely rookie of the offensive rookie of the year. He had 22 for 31, 299 yards, 2 touchdowns, passing. And then the kid, I believe from Bama, Robertson Jr., 15 carries, 77 yards, along with Jaden Daniels, 16 carries, 51 yards, with a total of 182 for their offense. So you had them toting the ball there. And then their wide receivers crew. And I say the biggest thing, beyond the stats, the biggest thing was obviously for this game too. And this was playoff football, turnovers. Again, you had Jared Goff going out there and just being a different guy. Not being the guy they want him to be where he's throwing touchdowns, being smart with the ball, but now being not saying he was being careless, but Detroit making some great plays and on the ball and making them pay for it. One would be the pick 6 where then Jared Goff trying to make the tackle, he get lit up on. So he got a little buzz there. So
oh my God, he got blew up.
After that, he was a different game.
Jared Goff had 4 turnovers.
Interception.
Yeah, he had 3 interceptions and I think a fumble.
A fumble?
Yep.
You know what cracked me up was after the game, I forgot that Magic Johnson was part owner of the team, ain't he?
Oh, no, I remember that. I ain't gonna forget that.
Of the Lions?
Of the Commanders.
Oh, the Commanders.
He was in the tunnel dapping everybody up when they came through. Like, what's up? What's up? I'm like, hey, man, didn't you go to Michigan State? They're going to be mad at you. He ain't give a damn. He like, good job. Good job. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Hey, winning is winning. And he a Laker. He understands that.
Yeah. But,
Shoot.
AG, to your point, you said Jaden Daniels had 16 carries, right?
Yes.
The Redskins know what their strengths and weaknesses are, and they know how that can help them win a game.
Exactly.
Him using his legs. So what they do, they let him use his legs.
Yep.
And look at the result. I know I'm not gonna keep harping on it, but it bothers me when you got guys who are explosive who can make plays, and you're not using them.
Right. And then that then brings up the thought in my head is like, play calling. That's on coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because then they get in their heads. And then trust me, we all experience a coach said, well, what they say, it's a phrase they say when you know they messed up. Well, I thought this would work. Hey, stop doing that. We know what works. We know what works going into the game. And, going back to the Ravens game, 22-8. Those two right there work. So we mix in all the other little characters, a little pass here to Andrews and to some of the receivers. But then at the end of the day, 8-22 feast. Like in this game, we saw Jaden Daniels feast. Robinson gets some play, but then Jaden Daniels able to now hit his receivers with the pass game too. So then the pass games open up because now, and G, this, trying to stop on offense, run and pass, that's not an easy task. That's not an easy job right there.
Because once that quarterback see that all them DBs' heads is turned, I'm gone. If you don't got a spy on him, oh my God, it's over. It's over.
Yeah.
Bumping his head on the goalpost. That's why when we always play like people like Michael Vick or Cole Pepper and all them other boys that can just chunk it and go, it just made our whole defensive room that week just even crazier, man, because now you got two people that can run the ball.
Yep. And they didn't. I'll say that.
I think I want to say Tom Brady was calling the game.
Might have been
the Commanders game.
Yeah,
He
and
looks
he
so
said
uncomfortable in the suit, by the way.
he does a good job though. He's good. I like what he does. But he said the Commanders look like they're the better football team right now.
Yeah.
And that struck a chord with me, which is why I was so pissed off in the last 3 weeks of the season with Green Bay. They didn't look like the better team. They didn't look like they deserved to win. And that's when he said that, I was like, I can see it.
Yeah.
You can see it.
Because it's either a momentum thing or a confidence thing, which is both, obviously. And then once you get out there and the game gets kicked off, it's like, okay, what's the play going to be? Are we going to, as a player, are we going to be put in the position to win, offensively or defensively? Are we going to run the run plays that we like to run that we talked about all week long? Are we going to run you're talking about defense, you're going to run those studs that get me open? If I'm a big guy in the middle trying to get, past the guard, that's a Pro Bowl guard, or the center, am I going to be in those situations? And the player should not be asking, I'm not saying they did, but I'm saying you don't want to be asking yourself that question at the end of the game. So because you depend on your coaches to do that, to put you in the position to go out there to do what you're supposed to do, in that game. And that's what we saw, obviously, with the Ravens game. I was like, because then how coaches thinking about the clock too. Like, oh man, we got to throw the ball. Like, well, you shouldn't. If you started to run first, then you won't be thinking about passing it later, because now that defense is where you want them to be, battered and tired, and now you can run and pass. Basically, choose what you want to do once you have that run game is completely established. So and that's what. But the turner, I said, for this game, the Commanders-Lions game, that's where Jaden Daniels and squad had a gift wrap, late Christmas gift from Jared Goff to basically, they had more possessions, took and scoring on all of them, one of them being a pick six as well. So that was the funness taken out of the bubble of Detroit, knowing that they're not going to the bowl. They're not going to the NFC Championship game.
Washington had a couple 4th and inches, man, that they converted on, which was, it's kind of like, okay, we're going to play Detroit's game. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do some fourth and inches. We're gonna do some hard ball too. I didn't pay. I kind of like watching little running back there. He was tough, man. He was tough. I liked him. He was tough.
Which one?
What's his name? Rogers Jr. or something like that.
Oh,
Robinson.
Jr. Robinson Jr.
Yeah, I like him. He was tough. He big. I don't know if he was that big, but he looked big on TV.
No, he's good size.
Austin Eckler made some nice plays too. The other running back used to be with San Diego.
Yep.
He made some nice.
Yeah, he came out the
plays.
backfield,
Yeah.
had some catches upfield, little screen plays, and so they were comfortable. They got into the play calling offensively and defensively. I can't think of the Commanders coach, but he was with Seattle. He had been bouncing around.
Dan Quinn.
Quinn, that's what it is. Dan Quinn.
Yeah.
Great job. And I say this understanding. I say one thing as a coach, if you know what you know, you should know this, and I know he does it because he's been in big games a lot. That part of the easy part of the coach's job for a game like this is just giving the players something to drive them through this game. The motivation basically is what I'm saying. That's all you got to do, because if you coach them right all season long, then they should know they already locked in, because this is a game that this is it. If you don't win this game, we're talking about meeting up in the morning at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock or whatever to talk about what the offseason is going to look like, and you don't want to have that conversation yet. So that's where the motivation come in, and that's where they were also motivated. Not only that, but also prepared to play that game and come out on top. And like I said, Jaden Daniels one step closer to getting Offensive Rookie of the Year this year. Balling out. You got a rookie. I'm pretty sure his record's out there.
He got my vote.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got that. That's already in his living room. Should be.
Right. I wonder who was the last rookie quarterback first year to get their team to the conference championship game. I wonder who that is. I'm gonna look that up.
I saw somewhere it said it said Daniels made it before Dak did.
That's facts. Unfortunate facts.
I can't even think of another rookie who's even close to Jaden Williams.
Was it Dan? Maybe Dan Marino. He went to
No,
the
I
Super
mean
Bowl.
this year, somebody another.
Oh
rookie
yeah, this year, yeah.
That's even close to doing what he did.
It was somebody to a point, and then after a while, Jaden Daniels.
Caleb Williams
away.
Early.
Yeah, I'll say early. He was pleased because his stats were actually pretty good. His personal stats.
But then he fell off after like game 5 or 6.
Yeah, but you talk about individual or team game. No, they struggle as a team, obviously working together. But it was some other players. I know the chat would know. The chat would throw names in there too. But we get on to this Rams-Eagles NFC matchup in Philly. This game was kind of a slugfest here. Early, Eagles had control. First couple drives, Jalen Hurts used it.
I don't give a damn what y'all say.
They controlled it with Jalen Hurts. He got the first score, but then after that, you just said it, Gilbert. Once you talk about that, they had a Barkley on the field.
And he was not playing.
So you dealing with him as
I'm
a
just
defensive
let you
tackle.
know I could have beat Eric Dickerson's record. Here you go, right here.
Facts.
Here you go.
That's
right
basically what he said. Yeah.
in a big game.
Mm-hmm.
He's had 260 yards. No, 460 yards rushing against the Rams in 2 games.
Oh dang! I didn't even know that. Yeah, that's right. They played him at the end of the season, or sometime in the
They played in L.A. He had 255.
Oh my God!
This time he had 205. That's 460 yards in 2 games.
Hey, if I'm a linebacker, I'm like, what the hell going on, y'all? Like,
I ain't
The whole front 7. Shit.
I'm mad. I'm hot. I am. Oh man, I'm not even. I ain't saying nothing. I ain't got nothing to say. You know how these kids today, they be trying to trash talk, and it's like, hey, bro, you better shut your mouth. You ain't got nothing to say.
Yeah, but it goes back to identifying your strengths as a team and leaning on those strengths. Right now, Saquon's the strongest dude in that locker room.
Yeah, when your quarterback is 15 for 20 with 128 yards, but he sacked 7 times, so really 65. And then the run game between him and the quarterback, 285 yards. Gainwell had 10, Hurts had 70, and then Saquon got 205 with a 7.9 average with 2 touchdowns.
That's a good
For
day.
me, this is what the Ravens should look like. The Raven game should look like in terms of
Yes.
stats.
Yeah.
You know, and then Lamar is not trying to go out there and like carry the whole game by himself. So, you know, because that's what he's just that type of player. But he shouldn't be doing that, doing everything. It should be you got the run game, you got the guys, but then like I said, coaches got to make those calls, put those other players into the gameplay, like a Barkley, and making points out there. And he was doing that. He was doing that. Anything else you want to add to that, Doris, on that Eagles-Rams game? G?
I will add the Rams. I thought they did a good job of coming back. Y'all were talking about earlier about how defensive linemen get tired chasing people around, or I forgot what the comment was. But I know on that last drive, the Rams D line was gassed. They were just standing up like, we here. And the Rams went up. They had that big pass to Puka, but it was because they couldn't substitute. The Rams will hurry up and they couldn't get. And as soon as they substituted, what's the big dude in the middle? Jalen Carter from UGA.
Yeah, for the Eagles. Yep.
Yeah, he came in and crushed your boy Stafford.
Yep.
Because he was on the sideline, during that push. But other than that, that's all I got for that game.
Yeah.
G-A-G-L-E-S. Is that okay, Mr. Brown, if I cheer for the team I used to play for? Is that okay? Is that all right? Like Jack Harlow say, is that all right?
Anyway, at Stafford, man, because then the memes was like when Detroit went out there, Stafford say, "Do you miss me now?"
Oh yeah.
That's why I say the memes are undefeated, man. They are undefeated.
The internet is undefeated.
Oh heck
Oh
yeah.
my God, they are. But it's down to at the end, in conditions like that, man, you gotta push yourself.
Mm-hmm.
When it's cold like that and people done stepped on your toes and your hands and your
Yeah. Fingers
somebody mama cussing you out in the stands, and it just a lot of stuff you got to deal with, and they say this is not a good day to go to work.
Yeah.
I don't think people understand the amount of how much the level of pain rises when your body becomes cold.
Yeah.
I got stepped on. It was one of them cold games, but the field was kind of moist, so we had to wear them long cleats.
Yeah.
And the other team had them. Somebody stepped on my toe. Oh my God! I was convinced that it was off. I was convinced my toe. I was like, I'm gonna take my sock off, and my toe. I'm gonna have to pull my toe out the bottom of my sock. That's how bad that hurt. I was like, oh my God! Oh, it's the worst.
Out. That sound like it hurt.
Him hurt, boss. Him hurt, boss.
Yeah. A 300-pounder stepping on that little toe.
That is no fun.
That's
but
just
yeah,
me.
you got.
You get called back to the huddle and they call the number again. 25 to the left.
Yep, and you talk about the elements between your feet, your hands getting smacked on the helmet for whatever reason, trying to catch the ball or throw the ball, try to make a tackle or trying to stiff arm somebody. Get the it's like, come on, you just like it multiplies at least. It's like anywhere from 10 to 100.
Yeah, easy.
Real easy.
Yeah.
On top of that's why they Florida put them down south boys. Man, what's wrong with this weather, man? Hey,
Him
it's
hurt,
called
boss.
football.
Him
It's
hurt.
called football. Yep. So the last one, I say not the last game of the week, but it's actually the first game of the week was the Texans and those Chiefs, as Mr. Brown calls them. So we had it was a more of a slow pace game. CJ Stroud still was kind of
cheated. I ain't see. I don't know.
So CJ Stroud he's been having slow start again to him in his game and his offense as well, because obviously the quarterback goes, that's how the offense goes sometimes. But this one for sure, this team right here. So he finally got going late, but it was too late because Mr. Mahomes and crew, like you said, and the crew on the sidelines in the black and white also helped out, as Mr. Brown has described as well. So let's go into that the Chiefs Texans game, Mr. Brown. What's your thoughts on that?
you know, I mean, the Chiefs been battling all year long, man. I mean, they've been doing stuff that I didn't think they can get away with, and they've been doing stuff that any normal team would. But my hat's off to Andy Reid because he puts things together that other coaches can't, and he keeps that team together like other coaches can't. You know what I'm saying? And he got a lot of distractions. They're trying to, what is it, 3P, 4P, what is it?
3P.
Yeah, 3P.
Trying to 3P.
First team ever.
That's a lot to manage. That is a lot to manage. And so I'm going to say, Andy Reid, hats off to you, brother, because you putting together a team that anybody else was at the helm, I don't think they'd make it.
Right.
This is the Chiefs' 7th straight AFC Championship game.
Yeah, I saw that stat. I like that.
7th straight championship game, man.
That's impressive.
Andy's, I always say, man, you know, having played for Andy, man, he's different than any other coach that I played for in that he actually cares about the players.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that. You've always said that. Yep.
Yeah. He's a good dude, and you can feel it. You know how some people they're a little shady sometimes. You're like, I don't know if I can trust that dude.
Yeah,
You never get that with Andy. You never get that with Andy.
Good. Yeah, because the typical coach, yeah, you already got him. Oh yeah, if I find you in the dark alley, it's on and pop. It's on and pop it, or I don't trust you. Don't trust you. I don't know what you saying some good stuff, but I don't know.
No, I'm sure we've all had those coaches that you just couldn't trust.
Oh, 100%.
You know, he was saying some shit to Mike in the back room or something. You know, you know it. You already know it. And you know who those guys were.
Yep. And because you had the coaches, I remember I had one coach say, "Are you trying to get me fired?" I'm like, huh? I'm like, hold up, time out. What? You better pump your brakes, man. Like, slow down. Like, no, it is not that serious. Man, I ain't even thinking about you. I got stuff to worry about. Why I'm thinking about your
job.
job.
To get me fired.
Right. You know, I'm trying not to get cut. What the heck you asking me for here? But to the game, yeah, C.J. Stroud was 19 for 28. He had 245, but netted 187 because he got sacked 8 times, G. Sacked 8 times. So to describe how what the mindset of a quarterback by the end of the game is when you dealt that. I know y'all been in that area defensively.
Well, it's different. It's different area. It's different eras, because from when we was playing, we was taught even if you don't hit him, hit him. We was taught fall at his feet, rattle his ass, do this, that, or the other. Nowadays, a quarterback is more confident because he know that don't go on no more. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little different from when we was playing, but then again, a hit is a hit, and if it's legal, just like that was a championship game, and old boy got busted through, and as soon as he threw the ball, he just pushed Ohio State quarterback to the ground.
Oh yeah, and the Notre Dame got a flag.
And they threw the flag. Back in the day,
that was okay.
Now
it was.
They're like little Bambis running out there. You can't touch them.
No, and if you know any better, you watch that Kansas City game. You better stay real far away from number 15.
Oh yeah, he got one of those too. That was a first series too.
Yeah, and that was real suspect.
It was very suspect. I mean, the only thing I saw I could pull out of that is that his face mask hit his. So Will Anderson Jr.'s face mask hit Pat Mahomes' face mask. That's the only thing I could see. You could say maybe helmet to helmet, but it was no momentum behind it. It was just like a tap.
Yeah.
But they threw it anyway.
Yeah.
I'm like, man.
They didn't throw it up for us when old boy got hit on that kickoff. What was it? Punt
on the opening kickoff. No, it was opening kickoff in the playoff game. Yeah.
That was a straight flag.
That was the epitome of helmet to helmet. You can't get no more better description of. Remember how before training camp we have the referees come in and they show us a reel of all holding, pass interference, face mask, like that's going to be on that tape. This was actually not called, but this should have been called.
They probably had to change that whole video now. It
Oh
ain't
my
like that no
goodness.
more.
Hey man, hey, is it just me or the amount of times this season, college and pro, that I've done has increased by like 100 times.
Yeah.
That happens a lot. Like
Yeah,
when
I have been too. I'll be like, oh,
when Jared Goff got hit,
yeah,
that was one of the moments.
he got lit up. I was like, and usually, you know, I get the effort. I appreciate the effort as a teammate. Like if I'm his teammate, I say I appreciate you, bro, but get your ass down.
Yeah, and
Get on the ground.
I didn't know the rule was because the commentators like it should have been a hit against a defenseless player, but
He wasn't.
I was like
defenseless.
he was going to make the tackle. He wasn't.
Exactly.
He was
going to
part
make
of
the
the
tackle.
play,
He
which is
wasn't
why they didn't
defenseless.
call it.
Exactly.
Every defensive guy was like, hell yeah.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
And that's what I said.
As
When I
soon
was
as that
with
goes, everybody looking for the quarterback. Everybody looking to knock his
and
ass.
the running back. That's what I know, Dorsey. I don't know about you because I remember when Brett or Aaron threw an interception. I remember one game for sure, Tampa. I had Warren and whoever was the 3 technique. It might have been Booger McFarland. They were both coming for me. They were humming at me. I was like, oh. As soon as we were in Tampa too, it was an interception. I was going to make the tackle. I think it was on Dexter. And all of a sudden, I see 99 and 92 or whatever McFarland was, 92 coming my way. I said, oh, what y'all doing? I said, oh, hold up. So,
Man,
yeah, they coming for us. Who are you going to get, G, after a pick? What was your target?
The bench, that Gatorade cup. That's where I'm going.
Are you going to take a knee like Big Boy did for the
Boy,
Ravens?
the boys got that. Let me go and run. Let me go and trot on off.
Oh, yeah, you ain't getting on that.
Unless he
You
was
ain't-
in my vicinity, then I'm gonna give it to him. You know.
Oh, man.
Hey, I shit, my head was on a swivel so fast because I'm like, I know.
You be
Because
wondering-
back then, you could knock somebody's head off who wasn't looking, and it wasn't.
Yeah, back then. Oh,
You
yeah.
could blindside people.
Head.
It wasn't. There was no defenseless nothing.
Well, that goes to Warren Sapp and Chad Clifton.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I
Oh
forgot
yeah,
about
yeah.
that.
I was on that field too. Actually, I made the tackle on that play, but once I watched the game film the next day, I was like, ooh.
That was one of those. Oh,
And even, you know what's funny though? You know what's funny though? When talking to Flanagan, Marco, and Mike Wall, they's like, his lazy ass should have been paying attention.
yeah, you should. The hell,
I was like, because
here.
every time I see one of them, we talk about that play comes up in conversations, and he's like, hey, that's John Chad. He should have been paying attention.
Mike Sherman gonna jump into Warren
And
Sapp.
Mike, he might have got knocked out. He got in the wrong dude's face. He lucky it was on camera. I love my coach, but he lucky that altercation with Warren Sapp after that play. Full disclosure for fans that don't know what we're talking about, but you could Google this play on YouTube or YouTube it. So it was 2004. I think it was 04, 02. We playing in Tampa. End of the game. Breast get a pick. And everybody's running, scrambling, trying to make the tackle on the guy. And then Chad Clifton gets blindsided by Warren Sapp. Laid out. This is like, for our time, it was a legit hit. For our time.
Yeah, it wasn't a flag.
It wasn't an illegal hit. It wasn't below the waist. It was, he hit him high. He was hurt. He got a, I mean, he didn't, yeah, he was out for the rest of I think he missed the rest of the season. He had his hip, something happened with his hip. But Mike Sherman, our coach.
Yeah, Warren Sapp happened to his hip.
Yeah, yeah, Warren Sapp. So, but after the game ended a few plays after that pick. And then after the game, we're leaving the field, and Mike Sherman gets in Warren Sapp's face, like pointing the finger like that. And I was like, man, Coach lucky. That's what I said. When I saw that, I think I saw it on ESPN the next day. I'm like, Coach lucky. I was like, because I know Warren. He ain't that dude. I'm like, you doing that to another man's face? The only person to do this to my face is my mom and my dad. And
Yeah,
I didn't do nothing.
Warren was a wild boy,
Right.
but he also knows the consequences of putting your hands on a coach. You can't.
No, I know, but still, it was. Woof.
I think we can be mad as hell.
Like I
Be
took
like,
a side.
"Oh,
I was like,
that's a bad decision right there.
right when I saw the instant replay on ESPN, I did like this. Oh man.
Yeah, and I think that's why Mike did it, because he knew Warren won, because he knew Warren couldn't respond.
Yeah, so it was very, very interesting. Gee, you got anything you want to add to that? Then we get to these picks for next week's AFC NFC Championship game.
I mean, throughout the whole playoffs, man. It was some surprises, and it was some guys that grew up out there, and then it was some guys that took steps back, man. I mean, you go and you say, like I said before, can Detroit, can Baltimore, can those guys win? Now can Buffalo win the big game?
Right.
Buffalo ain't been able to get past Kansas City here in the playoffs for a while.
Kansas City or the Ravens.
So now it's up to them to put a whole new cast in this damn Super Bowl.
Yeah, we might see some other colors there on the scoreboard than in New Orleans this year.
Yeah.
So,
what number Super Bowl is this?
50. Good question.
59 or 60, ain't it?
Yeah, it's 59. 60 is next year. Yeah.
Okay.
I believe 60 is next year, which will be, I think, no, it was just in LA not too long ago.
It's about due back in Atlanta soon, ain't it?
It's due back in Detroit.
So New Orleans is this year, so it's either going to be Arizona or Miami.
It's
next
due
year.
back in Detroit, man.
Or maybe Detroit. G is right. It may be one of those three places. Because it was just in SoFi, I think 21 or 22.
It'll never be in Green Bay.
Yeah, we already know that. They lucky it got the draft with the weather. That's gonna be interesting. And anyway, I'm gonna be up for that. That's
I was thinking about that today. I was like, I wonder if they're gonna do, because April it could damn well be 30 degrees out there.
Right.
If they would hold the draft in the atrium as opposed to doing it in the stadium.
Because right now they have it planned to be outside, next to the rest center.
And it's 8:00 at night.
Yeah, in April, in Wisconsin. So this is gonna be that's gonna be a bet I'll take. I'll be like, look, it's gonna be cold.
If they do it just like they did with that inauguration, you better move that shit inside.
Oh man!
By the way, I'm looking over my hook.
GMZ.
Oh, here we go.
Trump cleaning the house and in the jail system and in his cabinet stuff. So he cleaned the house, man. He cleaned everybody out, putting all his people in, letting all his people out. Trump says a new era now.
Oh Lord! That's
Did
all
y'all see what Elon Musk did?
No, what did he do? What'd he do?
I saw what Snoop Dogg did.
What Snoop do?
Snoop talked about jigaboos.
What?
Talked about
What?
All you Uncle Tom and jigaboos, if y'all perform for him, what'd he do?
no, it just
a lot of money.
Elon Musk appeared to do a Heil Hitler sign at a rally.
A Hail Hitler sign?
Heil Hitler, yeah.
What? Oh man.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was like, what? I was like, no, he didn't do that. I was like, this is what
we dealing with. This is what we
That's what we
dealing
doing.
with.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right, let's
this
get with
is
these picks, man.
Let's get with these picks here. Let me make sure they're on here. All right, from last week, so first week to now, we got number one. Wait a minute, let me do these lines up. Gotta make it right. So Dorsey, okay, there it is. I messed up here. So Dorsey, you had that game, but I had to put the wrong
We
letter.
should all be even now, right?
No.
We close.
No, because that Notre Dame game just.
Oh, right. The college game, right. Okay. All right. So you still up one. All right. I told y'all Buffalo was going to win. I shouldn't say that. I didn't know they was going to win. I thought they had a good chance. It was cold. Anybody who say I knew somebody was going to win, you're lying.
You full of it? You full
You're
of
lying.
it?
You know what? Yeah. Most of the time, we didn't know if we was going to win. Shit, we're going to go out there and play, though. But it wasn't no... Have y'all ever walked on the field and was like, oh, we're going to kill these people? Not never.
Detroit at home. Detroit at home, yeah.
I ain't never thought like that. I always thought.
I knew we was going to beat them. Chicago, definitely. I was not losing to Chicago.
You have more belief than I did.
I did.
That's probably what got your ass in trouble in Indianapolis the year we won the Super Bowl. When they were 0-10 and put 38 up on y'all ass. That's what happened.
Nah, remember, I went out early that game.
Yeah. 3, 1, 2,
It was
5.
bad.
Don't make
That
no
might have
sense.
been our worst. That might have been our worst defeat.
They was 0-10. We was 8-2.
Oh.
And we lost 38-34, I think. Matter of fact, the Colts was so bad they got the #1 pick and got Peyton Manning the next year.
Oh, that was that season. All
That's
right,
how bad
so-
they were.
All right, got the ratings, the records up. So right now, me and Dorsey, we are tied at 6-6. So we came up from last week, and then Mr. Brown is at the top right now at 7-4. He won 3, lost 2. We
How's
won.
he 7-4? He was up one game last week, right?
Hey,
So-
shut your mouth.
He's on, but yeah, he's only up. He's still only.
Your math, that's that Nebraska math.
He's
What the
up
fuck is
one
that?
game. He's only up one game.
AG, thank
Oh,
you.
you said we 6-6 and he's
thank
7
you.
and
AG, you ain't got to explain
We
nothing.
we won 3.
That's
We
called
lost 2.
sour puss face.
So first of all, it's not 7-4, it's 7-5. You said 7-4. That only adds up to 11. If we're 6-6, that's 12 games. So he's got to be 7-5. He's not 7-4.
Let me see here. Because you lost that one.
Yeah,
Lost the,
I'm
Bills.
7-4. I'm 7-4.
No, you're not 7-4. How you 7-4 when we 6-6? The
suck.
math ain't math. Parents don't let your kids go to Nebraska or Kansas if you would like them to know how to count.
No. I just got this about who picked what. And then the only game I didn't have right away was the Ohio State Notre Dame game. So you said, Dorsey, you picked the Irish.
I picked Notre Dame. Both of y'all
And
picked Ohio State.
we picked
We
Ohio
all
State.
picked the same games
So you
except
lost.
Buffalo and
And then who picked that? You picked the Bills.
I picked the Bills. That's the only game we
Yeah.
picked differently in the NFL.
Yeah, you got that win. And then the Eagles won. We all got that one. And then the Eagles.
Oh no, I think we all picked Detroit, so we all got that one wrong too.
Yeah, we all picked the Lions. We all lost that.
Hey, Scotty, we picked some.
We all won the Eagles. We all picked the Eagles.
Let's get it right this time.
You and I picked. Oh wait a minute, that's where the Ravens.
I'm just finishing out on top.
So that's where I messed up, right there. Boom. And then G got the. Did you? Hold up.
at the bottom of the barrel.
Bills. Did you pick the Bills, Dorsey, or did?
I picked the Bills. Y'all picked
Okay.
the Ravens.
Yep. Okay. So you did. So you got that win there. So that's the difference. All right. Got that. That's what messed me up at first. All right. Because me and G picked the Ravens. So there it is. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, and
We
2.
should all be even, man.
7
No,
and
we
2.
ain't. No.
Yeah,
no.
we are.
We were 3
Well,
and
we
We
4.
not be even with the college
1,
game.
2, 3.
Dummy.
1, 2, 3.
I
was 3 and 3.
Okay, all right, you're right. But you only up one game then. You ain't
All
up
right.
three.
I should be up 2.
All right. Let's get to these picks. I'll fix that. Let's
Oh,
get
God.
to these picks.
It's gonna be like a math project.
We got
AG
Philly.
trying to figure out.
That's 6-point spread for the Eagles coming. Got the Commanders coming in Lincoln Financial. Mr. Levens. So who is your pick?
Y'all know I'm riding with my boys.
All right.
But I do have a question. Do any of y'all remember because the Commanders beat the Eagles earlier this year? Do y'all remember
Yeah.
what that score? I don't remember. Where was it? The score? I don't have that.
Good
info.
question. Good question. Let's see here.
Anyway, in the
see.
meantime, while you looking it up, big fella, who you got?
It was in. It was at home in Lincoln Financial, 26-18, Commanders. And then they beat the Eagles beat the Commanders at their place by 3 though.
What was it,
36.
9-3?
It was no. The Commanders won 36-33 or the Philly won 36-33 in Lincoln Financial, or at Commanders. Sorry, and then the Commanders beat them 26-18 in Philly. So
These teams pretty evenly matched, man. And
Yep.
and Philly, what worries me is that Philly's offense, their passing game is non-existent right now. So I don't know, man. It's gonna be close, but I'm going with my boys.
Going with them Eagles. All right. Mr. Brown.
Go on, take
Who's
the
your pick?
Commanders. Go on, take them.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Redskins, Commanders, whatever you want to call them. Let's go, baby. Let's
There we
go.
go. He's going.
I can't stop calling them the Redskins either. My son corrects me constantly.
Yeah, I'm going to go Eagles at home. That's what I'm going to do. All right.
Why are you rocking like Rain Man over there?
Just because I'm gonna set the tone for you two Philly guys. Going in, I've seen it firsthand. Going into Detroit, how rough that was to be able to play, and in that situation, and I think by seeing Magic Johnson do what he did, I'm going with them damn Commanders. Because they know a winning attitude, and that's what they want. And I saw your boy walking off the field with Doug Williams, and that hyped me up like a motherfucker.
Oh, Jane Daniels?
Yes, they both was walking out talking shit.
All right, got you down. So I got me and Dorsey with them Eagles. We got G with the Commanders. All right, next game is the Chiefs and those Bills coming to Arrowhead from the Northeast going down into the Midwest. Kansas City is only 2-point favorites here. All right, Mr. Brown, who's your pick here, sir?
I got to ask. All right, you know what these boys are doing. Yeah. I love
We
Andy
can't
Reid.
allow this shit to go on too much longer.
I love Andy Reid.
Hey man, people got shit to do.
Josh Allen.
What?
Ooh.
It's their time, man. It's game time.
You got a bad connection to Scotty.
Back and then
It's
Mr.
game
Levens.
time.
Did I say?
Did you stutter?
I say 7 straight AFC championships already.
We don't give a damn about that.
Yeah.
Did we say the
did
only team to go for a 3-peat? No team has ever won 3 in a row. Did we say that?
Yeah, we said that too.
Okay. Did we say Andy Reid was one of the GOATs?
Yep. We said
And Patrick
that too.
Mahomes is one of the GOATs?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't need Scotty to tell me shit. I got the Chiefs.
Oh man, so we
You
got
might well just go ahead and get you a Taylor Swift shirt on right now.
Now you're taking it too far. Taking it
that's
too
funny.
far.
Oh Lord, so we got the picks are in chat. They got Commanders as well on that pick here, but G is going with them Bills from upstate.
I'm
And
against the grain all the way.
Me and Dorsey are going with the Chiefs.
I'm trying to give y'all boys a chance to catch up.
Oh,
Hey,
boy.
G, I got a confession to make.
What's up?
I've never played a Taylor Swift song in my spin class, not once.
I don't think that's okay.
Shake it off. You ain't played Shake It Off. That'd be a good riding thing for y'all.
Nope.
Shake it off or knock it off or whatever the hell
It's Shake
is.
It Off. I think it's Shake It Off.
Just
It's Shake It Off.
hip hop and R&B. What's that? Pop? She's pop. Is that what that is?
She's pop.
Yeah,
She was
yeah.
country. She
Well, I
came
got
in
a
country.
confession to make too. I have never heard her songs all the way through.
And you've never taken a spin class.
No, we know that for a
Ain't
fact.
nowhere in the hell I'm taking a spin class.
We know that for a fizz.
I don't know.
Unless
got
you
no
put a
bikes
box
to
of
check
chicken
the
in front of that bike.
Ooh, he said a box of chicken.
Hey,
Okay.
I know how to get you there.
What's
Kitty
that?
corner from the studios of Popeyes.
Oh,
Mm.
oh, Jesus.
Come on, dog. Come on.
Oh,
Come on
Lord,
now.
Jesus.
You
Popeyes
stop
open
it
at
before and
10.
after class.
Popeyes open at 10. No, I got to eat that. I got to eat that after. I can't eat it before. I ain't
Oh
no.
my goodness.
They got breakfast at Popeyes?
No, they got no breakfast.
Oh, okay. Might be a fried chicken.
They do have breakfast at Popeyes. They got the breakfast sandwiches. You
Who?
tripping? I thought they got the little
No.
sandwiches.
There's no Popeyes on this planet that's open for breakfast.
I think the one in the Atlanta airport might have the little biscuit
I think
sandwiches.
they
or something.
have chicken biscuit sandwiches from
Yeah,
Popeyes.
yeah. The one in Atlanta they do. Cause I almost stopped there one day, then I slapped myself.
Why'd you slap yourself?
Because this shit is fried chicken.
Wait a minute. So you mean
mass-produced fried
biscuit?
chicken.
They got a biscuit with a piece of chicken and an egg on it?
I think maybe it's just the chicken and the biscuit, but I think you can get like a chicken, egg, and cheese.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about the egg, but I know I've seen the little chicken breakfast sandwiches at Popeyes. I know down here in Houston, it might be a down south thing because up north they don't have that. Down here, they might do it. It might be a southern thing.
Me and Santana trying to make a transaction.
Well, if you ever want to come, big fella, it's right across the street.
Me and Santana trying to make a transaction down there in Houston.
What you?
And he told me, he said y'all got 2 salt trucks in the whole city, and one of them is an 82 box Chevy. I fell out laughing.
What about today?
He said, yeah, well, y'all got to put salt down. Y'all got an 82 box Chevy shooting salt out over the whole city.
Oh, that must have been by his house. Oh, that's funny right there. Oh, man.
Houston got the same plan Atlanta got.
They don't know. Yeah, they don't know what they're doing. They do not know what they're doing. So
that's where you guys say climate change is for real, dog.
No, yeah, average historian put that in the chat already. It is a thing.
Easy. Yeah,
it's real.
It's kind of obvious, like a sunny day. Like it's
so
obvious.
The good thing is we'll be gone before all the big changes happen. Be our kids' having to deal with Mother Earth.
It's a nice sunny day here in Detroit, but it's 7 degrees.
Yeah, about to say
see
it's
what
28.
The feels like is.
And I think it's still snowing outside in Houston. So
let me see what the temperature is. Let me see.
But
it's 29 degrees. No, 30 degrees. They still everybody at home. All the kids at home. No school. 30
my
degrees.
shit say 7. Feels like -9.
Feels like we're gonna stay in the house today.
And when everybody in my house, I mean, my son was supposed to go to he going to college, and I'm like, hey man, he had a community college right now, and I'm like,
freeze.
All right.
His internet froze.
I saw that.
Yeah, it's froze because it's -9 outside.
Oh man, but I got the wins and losses right. So it's going to be 11 games because of the Ohio State game.
Thank you.
That's why
I had no doubt.
If it's 11 games, how are we 6-6, genius?
No, I corrected it. So G 7-4, that's 11. You and I, Doris, we're 6-5.
All right.
So I fixed it. I got it right.
All right.
So if y'all win 2 games,
you could lose both your games, then we back on top.
Yeah.
That's where it's set up for right now.
That's why I did that, man, so y'all can do what y'all
Because
do.
me and Dorsey got the Eagles and the Chiefs, and you went against it. I didn't realize that until right now. You went both the other side. So
y'all going to be sick if I pull that
so
shit off.
we either going to be, I think, potentially tied up.
The Super Bowl is going to be Washington.
Are we making that call now?
I'm just saying because of my...
we can hold that off to next week.
No, he already made his teams. Washington and Buffalo.
Super Bowl.
And y'all saying it's going to be
Chiefs
and Eagles.
And
Eagles.
We already saw that bullshit.
We did. That was a good game, though. What was that, an overtime game? Was it?
Which one?
The Chiefs and the Eagles.
Eagles. Yeah, it was overtime.
That was a great game. What you talking about?
Yeah, it was something. Yep.
Bullshit.
All right, Super Bowl. I'm gonna put that up right now, right in here. Right in here. All right, y'all. We got the picks in. We got probably We got a 1-game lead for Mr. Brown. That's it. We could either be up. We could be tied, or we could jump right on top where we were at during the regular season, Doris. So for the chat to know. All right, that's where we're at. So because if G loses both his games, then obviously we in front going into the Super Bowl, and it don't matter.
Ain't gonna happen.
We'll see.
He gonna be sick next week. He ain't gonna be able to make the show next week. He gonna be sick.
Potentially.
Barrel liquors.
He was like, fellas, my internet don't work.
Scotty.
I ain't gonna be able to make it.
Yeah.
Ever since I went to Scotty, I've been whooping y'all ass.
Let me see. Just slow your roll. slowly roll. All right.
And if he happens to win, I'm gonna be sick next week. I ain't gonna be able to make it.
I don't care. I take it on the chin. For me, I don't care. I take it on the chin.
Oh, I hear it. He's gonna be over there bobblehead.
So what y'all got going after this for the rest of the week, gentlemen? What y'all got going on?
I'm chilling.
I got
Other than staying warm?
yeah, just I teach a spin class again Wednesday. I started a core class,
Nice.
30 minutes Friday morning. I hadn't done it.
30-minute core? Woo.
Dude,
That's gangster.
my shit's still sore. That was on
I
Friday.
know. I only
What's
do like
that?
10-minute core.
What's
A
that?
core class.
It's
That's
your
what I
abs.
usually do. That's
Your
what I
abs.
usually do.
Yeah.
Huh?
But the lady who owns she was like, let's just do it for 30 minutes. I was like, yeah, that's a good idea.
a lot. That's a lot.
She said when I taught class yesterday, she was like, you was up there hurting. I said, hell yeah, I was hurting. I told you I was hurting. I was like, next time I'm just gonna stop and make y'all do it.
30 minutes is a lot. That's a whole ab workout for 30
Right.
minutes. Ooh.
Right.
You lost me at 3 minutes.
Shit, I lost me at 7 minutes.
Oh
But
man,
the
what
crazy
you?
thing, it was two ladies in there who apparently did a whole bunch of yoga and breezed through the class. Breezed.
Yeah. That's
And
that
then we got
gangster
another
stuff.
flag football game this weekend.
Oh.
My son
Nice.
August had 2 touchdown passes. He had a
Nice.
touchdown run. He had a pick 6,
Nice.
and he threw 1 interception.
Baller.
Good job.
Baller. Good job.
Yeah,
What about you? What about you, G?
Well, I'm trying to catch up. I'm chilling, so I'm trying to catch up on all my stuff. I saw Creature Commandos, finally finished that up, and then I'm trying to find something else to look at. But I'm just chilling, man. I'm just chilling.
Yeah. Literally chilling. Okay.
Can't work on no cars. Can't do nothing. It's cold.
Why don't y'all tell me what's good on TV that don't involve killing? What can I watch?
Nothing. Nothing.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
Lots of Pokemon. Also, August was like that.
What's that?
Pokemon.
Swiping? No swiping. Dora. Yeah.
Nah.
No, Pokemon, not Dora.
August, because August.
That's where he's past Dora. He's too old for Dora. He's older.
Yeah, he just finished the Harry Potter series.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say something like Harry Potter, Pokemon, something. You said something without dying. I gotta think about it.
Everything is like killing and drama.
Yeah, like even the cartoons.
What's a good comedy movie? You know what's a good comedy? Tijuana Jackson. He's a prison motivational speaker.
I think
On
I've heard of
Amazon.
him.
Oh, that shit is hilarious.
That's
You gotta
creepy
watch
though.
that. Tijuana Jackson.
I think that's Average Historian. That's creepy though.
New
The
Goosebumps.
the Goosebumps on Disney Plus. It looks good, but it's a little creepy though. Got some ghosts and goblins and all that stuff. I think that was that was Dome Rocker. That was Dome Rocker that put that in the
Y'all
chat.
can't help me out with the good TV?
Like I said, Pokemon.
No, I'm talking adult shit.
Oh, adult shit.
Who watching? You or the kid watching? Who watching?
No,
you?
for me.
He said he don't want no death.
Nope.
Oh, Surveillance on Apple Plus.
Surveillance?
Surveillance.
Have you
The
seen?
sci-fi?
Yeah, it's like a sci-fi. It's not.
I told you about that Alex Cross. Did you
Haven't
watch
seen.
that?
Oh, Alex Cross. Yeah, another one out, a different one.
Ain't that killing? Ain't that shooting and stuff?
Yeah,
Man,
he's a cop, bro.
detective, man.
You heard the man. He said no killing.
I
He
said
didn't
no
want
violence, man.
No
I said
violence,
something
man.
funny.
Man, well, go watch
Right.
the damn Notebook or something with your punk ass.
That's sad. I said funny. All this, you ain't got nothing.
How about
Just
the
no
Green Book?
sunshine. Just no sunshine in your life. Just
You seen the Green
sad,
You
sad
seen
and
the Green
violent.
Book? Have you seen the Green Book I've been telling you about?
The Green Book.
Who's in that?
Oh yeah, that's like a melodrama from the Civil Rights
I
era.
watch that I'm gonna watch it. I watch that every day on my birthday.
That's with Mahershala Ali.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I saw
from
that.
Mahershala Ali. Yep.
Yeah.
A good funny one.
That's all
here.
I
You know what, man? Come on, man. We got shit to do. You can't even come up with something.
No, I sure can't. If you say give
Back
us
in
some
action.
if you say
We're-
give us some
we're-
murder, death, kill, I'll rip it off for you.
He said-
We as a society are addicted to drama. Y'all couldn't even tell me one funny show to watch.
I told you one. I said Pokemon.
That's not an adult show.
But man, you didn't say adult right away.
Well, I said adult. Y'all still ain't gave me shit.
Oh, hold on. I'm looking. Due date.
Don't look it up. Why you look at that? I said I just.
Yo, Dolomite. The
I can't
Dolomite
Have y'all
movie.
watched? What have
I
y'all
can't-
watched?
Oh, what I've watched.
I can't
That
help.
was funny. What have y'all watched that was funny?
I just watched what's his name? Bill Meyer, comedian, funny dude. I watched the Due Date with Robert Downey Jr. and the dude from The Hangover,
The Union.
Galapagos.
What about the Union?
The
Who's in
Union, that one's a good one.
Yeah,
Who's in that?
that's got Halle Berry and Mark Wahlberg in.
Oh yeah, I watched that. I love Halle. What's that on Netflix?
She got a
Netflix.
nice
It's
cut
on
in that,
Netflix.
too. She got
It's
a
on
nice
Netflix.
cut in that too. Mm.
Yep.
Yes.
She got that John Wick feel. It's like that. She came in there intense.
But again, his soft ass say he ain't want no killing, so I'm killing that too.
See, man.
Lordy.
Every show got some
Addicted.
killing in it, man.
Everything. That's what I'm saying. We are addicted to drama. That's what we do as a society. And then wonder why you want to slap the shit out of everybody you come in contact with.
Hey, here's a funny one. Game Over, Man. That one. Game Over, Man. That's a good one. Bad Boys, even though I can't. That don't count.
I know this is kind of bad, and it's off of what y'all was talking about. I was sitting there watching. You know, I love to cut on YouTube and watch it. Right? They had a lady from 1950 something. Guess the name of her song was.
I don't even want to know.
I like it in the pooper.
Oh my goodness gracious! I like it in the pooper.
They said they banned this
Lord
lady
have
so
mercy.
fast.
What are we doing right now?
In 1950 now.
Back
And when
in
you hear the
biz
lyrics of that song, you're going to be like, oh, I'm appalled.
Yeah. I got a good one for you, Dorsey. Adult comedy, Bad Words with Jason Bateman. He plays.
It's taking you way too long to find a funny movie.
I just found one.
The point was, it's just, it ain't nothing out there but drama and killing. That's all. That's
Yeah.
the point.
But Bad Words? No, Bad Words. There's one. I
Yeah.
said
You know who's
Dolomite.
funny? The comedian Jason something. He does a little boy. He does it like little boy, and he's got a blind friend that's a little boy. What's his name?
Jason something.
It's Jason something.
Oh man.
He's got like a gazillion followers on Instagram.
Or just go to Netflix and type in adult comedies, and
I
then there
haven't
you
seen,
go.
I haven't seen none of them movies y'all talking about.
His stand up. No, it was a stand up. It was the funniest one I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Like one of them gut wrenching stand ups. Like remember back in the day when like Raw used to come out.
Yep.
You used to go to the movie theater and crack up for damn 2 hours.
Yep. Extract. That's another good one.
I saw.
All right, man.
Watch Friday after
We were
that.
ready to go. He's late.
Yeah.
I got one
Just
for
like
you.
a typical employee, come late, want to leave early and shit.
It's called Nymphomaniac. You ever seen that movie?
I'm not talking about what goes on in your house.
Right. That's
talking
in
about
another
a
section.
decent movie.
It used to be on. Man, when I saw
That's
it
another
on,
section.
when
Yeah,
I saw that when I saw that on Netflix, I was like,
Yeah. What section? That's mean your algorithm is catering to you. What you
Yeah.
watching? That's what's going on there. All right, y'all. We can get out of here.
Y'all stupid.
big
man.
moons, big moons.
Hey,
Big Moon's
be
right.
safe. Be safe. Have a good rest of your week. See you next week on here. If we pick this, we'll see if our Super Bowl matchup matches
See you,
up
barrel lickers.
to these wins.
Gilbert ain't gonna
It's
be here.
just one game.
See you,
One
barrel
game.
lickers.
Slow down. Pump your brakes. Pump your brakes. Peace out, y'all.
I'm
Thanks,
that
Chad,
guy.
for jumping in. Dome
I'm
Walker,
that guy.
the average historian. Jay
All right,
Boogie
chat. All right, chat.
in the hat. The Bear fan as well. We had Dome Rocker pick the Chiefs. We have OG John. He picked those Eagles. So we got some matchups that's got to come
Bears
to
got a new
fruition.
coach.
Bears,
Bears
got Ben Johnson.
Who?
Yo, one of your
coordinator
Cardinals
from
the
Detroit.
Lions.
Oh,
Ben
really?
Johnson. Ben
Yeah.
Johnson. Yep.
And Dan Campbell said he anticipates also losing
Aaron
Yeah.
Glenn.
Aaron Glenn, and he's
He got
interviewing
to.
with the Jets today.
He got to. That boy,
Yeah,
that
oh,
boy
yeah.
nice.
Oh,
He
yeah.
nice. The way he put that shit together with
backups.
bell wires and
With
Bellin
backups
wire
Yeah.
and
and duct
Got-
tape.
got to.
He had duct tape. He had cotton swabs.
So that mean,
Yeah.
so that mean your boy staying in Dallas?
Mike
No, he's
McCarthy?
gone. McCarthy's
He's
gone.
He already got
Oh,
fired.
he got
He's
fired.
already gone.
He got
He
fired
didn't
on his
get
day
fired.
off.
They didn't extend his contract. His contract was up.
There you go. Like I said, he got fired on his day out.
He got fired on his day off.
All right, y'all, man. See y'all next week.
All right,
Be
peace
safe.
out, y'all. Peace.
Peace out. All right, chat. Talk to y'all later. Peace out.
And welcome back to another exciting week of the Expressway. I'm Charles Show Me the Way here with the BT Express, Billy Taylor, and we are here brought to you by the Alumni Media Network, where you can catch all of our NFL brethren live talking about anything and everything about what they love, what they don't love, and what they are doing right now. But hey, here we are back on the Expressway. BT had a good slate of games this weekend. We can talk about my boy Lamar Jackson again choking. He has a Joel Embiid-itis, whatever you want to call it. He is probably the best player in the NFL that cannot make it to a championship game. But we're going to talk about that a little bit later. Let's turn our attention first to the G-Men's offseason. What is going on with the G-Men's offseason?
Well, do you think he's trying to redo his staff, Coach Dabo, to kind of get different people in there that he didn't like? Because what I liked is that he didn't start yelling at people on the sidelines like he did the season before, and I think he learned from that. He lost weight in the offseason. What's he going to do this offseason?
I think every head coach, especially from my experience and being around a few good ones, they do evaluate their staffs every year. And I think that's what he's probably doing, is meeting with each of the coaches and evaluating their performance. And based on that evaluation, he's going to decide whether they stay or go. I'm not intimately involved in what they're doing. I just know if you look at position by position, I think one of the positions that really need to kind of get looked at is the DBs. They performed really well. Their first year, their rookie year, most of those are young guys, and this year they took a step back. And maybe it has to be because of youth. Obviously, Adoree Jackson wasn't there the entire year, so they didn't have that veteran presence and leadership there a year before. So maybe that was it. It was lack of a leadership in the locker room. Even though Adoree Jackson, they did sign him, but you don't know how much that played into the poor performance. But you had a lot of young guys playing out there this year, and maybe that was part of the reason why they took a drastic step back.
Well, I kind of agree with you, because I thought they had too much talent in the defensive backfield for them to not be better. But then again, they didn't have a great pass rush. Dexter Lawrence was the only one who was really getting after it. Brian did decent at the linebacker position, but I think that maybe there was a little lack of coaching, because I've always talked, even on this show, Charles, about teaching, because I thought Brian Dabo was a good teacher. And I think you have people who have to put people in position where they can be successful. And I don't know either way whether that was one of the reasons last year, but I know, you only win 3 games. You have to at least evaluate everything.
You do, and that was a huge position. I think we all saw, if you look at the defense, I think outside of the quarterback position on the offense, I think what the Giants need to do is focus on the defense and make that stronger. Obviously, a lot of teams are running the ball now, especially if you see what the Eagles are doing, and we're going to talk about that. Saquon Barkley is looking like the Saquon Barkley of Penn State. That dude looked like he can run a 4.2, 4.3 right now, the way he's busting through that line of scrimmage. So it's exciting for the running back position. We can get into that a little bit later. But from a defensive standpoint for the Giants, they definitely need to shore up the D-line. They need to add a good quality linebacker that can at least move and is physical. And then just shore up the technique on the defense. I think the young guys they have in the defensive backfield are really, really good and have a high ceiling. They just now have to hone in on their technique and play better.
But do you think going from Wink a year ago to the new defensive coordinator, do you think that set the Giants back? Because, Wink probably blitzes more than this particular defensive coordinator, but I don't know if he was on top of everything because they were in a lot of games now. I think there was 5 games that the Giants were within 3 points. So do you fault the defensive coordinator for that? Because if the offense doesn't pick up points, there's nothing you can do about it. The Giants probably, average less than 15 points a game, and that can't win in this league.
Yeah, well, when you look at time of possession, you look at official plays from scrimmage. A good defense really barely touches 40 plays on defense, right? And on a regular basis, the defense was touching 40 plus plays a game, and time of possession and time of possession was over 25 minutes a game. So they weren't getting off the field, they weren't stopping teams on third down, and that's an issue. And so you have to look at your aggressiveness. I think Wink Martindale's, his style is more of an aggressive style. I think when you look at the defensive coordinator that they have now, it's a less aggressive style, which is more like a bend but don't break defense, but that doesn't get you off the field.
See, I don't like that kind of defense because I want someone that's aggressive that can help them get 3 downs and out. If you can, if the offense can do its part, and it's a total team effort, where the offense can, have some long drives to keep the defense off the field, and they come in well rested. But what the question I have for you is that the Giants have the number 3 pick in the draft. Should they trade away and get more, or do they need to get an impact player? I definitely think they have to do something about a quarterback. And what I'm looking at through all these college playoffs is that a lot of people think that this is not the year of the quarterback. There's only a couple out there. But they're going to see, because I think that some of the Giants staff is going to be working some of the all-star games for colleges, and that helps a staff to be able to see if that player can do well in their system. And so that's what I'm hoping for the Giants. But I do know they got to have a quarterback. They cannot go into the season with the quarterback situation like it is.
I know, and I totally agree with you. I think that's a position where you have to look on the free agency market, because you just can't count on a quarterback being there at number 3 that you want, that can come right in and play. And so if you sign a quality, not someone's going to take you to the Super Bowl, but a quality quarterback that can manage a game and keep you in games and gives you the potential or the possibility of winning every game that he steps out on the field, that's what you're looking for. I don't know if there's a quarterback out there. I think Sam Darnold has played himself into a 20-plus, 30-plus, probably $40-plus million contract, but he may have taken a hit based on his last couple of games in the playoffs. But he may be one of those type of Flacco-type quarterbacks where, hey, look, I'll play for a few games or maybe 8 to 10 games and get your young quarterback up to speed and ready to play. Let me just fill the spot until he gets ready. But I just don't know. I think Justin Fields is another guy that's out there. I would stay away from Russell Wilson. He has shown that he doesn't have it anymore. He may be a great backup. But from a free agency standpoint, or maybe even a trade, there may be a possibility. Oh, the other thing I want to ask you, there's been a lot of rumors where a lot of teams don't like Shedeur Sanders as the top 2 quarterback in the NFL. Do you agree with that assessment, or is it still too early to tell?
I think it's too early, and I don't agree, because I've watched him since he was a little kid. I mean, Deion Sanders coached him in Pop Warner, and I think that's what made Deion want to stay in coaching. And that's why he went to Jackson State, because he wanted to coach his son. What's really weird, Charles, is that even in the world we live in, when I go places, coaches are coaching in the Pop Warner and junior high level because they want to coach their son. And this is an absolute situation where Deion wanted to stay with him. I think that he's really got a lot of underscore messages from Deion Sanders knowing what he's doing. He's improved a lot, but now he needs that upper level coaching, which he needs a quarterback whisperer. But I disagree. I think he can throw the ball. I think he's got agility and mobility. I think he's pretty intelligent. I just think he needs the right situation. Just like we say 50% of the quarterbacks don't make it. The 50% probably don't have the great coaches under them. Sam Donaldson's a perfect example. But the way Sam Donaldson looked the last 2 games, I wouldn't touch him, because that's when you see what cream comes to the top when you play in these kind of games. And he didn't come through for me, so I wouldn't touch Sam Donaldson.
Yeah, I may agree with you if the price is right. I mean, I don't even know what the Giants are going to do with their first-round pick, given that they may not be there. If Shedeur Sanders and Cam Ward are off the board because they may be the top 2 quarterbacks, right? Do you stay at 3 and draft a Travis Hunter? Does he really help you when you have a Malik Neighbors, you have a Wan'Dale Robinson, you got a Jalen Hyatt, you got the tight end from Penn State? You have good quality receivers, right? Do you and even I know Deontay Banks had a tough year last year. You got Pennock. You got a lot of good young DBs. I know he could add something, but does Travis Hunter move the needle for you to get to a championship? Or
no, he does not, Charles. And I didn't mean to jump on you real quick because I was coming at you.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
I definitely think he's a great pick. Whoever gets him is going to have an outstanding player that can play both ways. But I think the Giants already have good enough defensive backs. I think the receivers are good enough, as you said, Malik and company. I think that he should not be a consideration unless it's a trade value, unless they can pick him and then trade him for other draft picks. I think right now they got to have something that's going to be a big impact to them offensively, because offense is the one that kept the Giants down. There are so many situations this past season where the offense did not come through. And I think, in my own opinion, I think it's the position of the quarterback that needs taken care of. I would take a chance on Sanders if I was in the management, because I think his upside is outstanding. But, he hasn't shown it, but he has gotten better in 2 seasons at Colorado. Colorado was 1-11. Then last year they did pretty good. This year they went to the bowl games. And so I think that's coaching, and that's showing you what being able to relate to these players can do. Some of these NFL players, NFL coaches, should at least take a chapter out of Deion Sanders' book on how to relate to players, because you motivate people different ways. You can't motivate everybody the same way, and your job as a coach is to figure out how a person is motivated.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and that's going to be something. Maybe they did say Shedeur Sanders may be playing in one of the All-Star games, which will be a plus. That doesn't usually happen if you're a top-tier quarterback, or at least working out at the combine. So that should be exciting to see. But there's going to be a lot of options for the Giants out there. When you look at all the different quarterbacks out there, you got Quinn Ewers just recently declared from Texas for the draft. I like Jackson Dart from Ole Miss. He broke all of Eli Manning's record. I mean, like we were talking about last year, I'd rather take somebody from Ole Miss than Duke. So I mean, we got a lot of time to talk about the Giants offseason, but let's kind of move on. We're going to touch on the Jets a little bit and what they're doing. I hear they're trying to make sure they pick the right tandem of GM and head coach before they kind of start working over their roster. I haven't heard anything about who the GM prospects are going to be. I know they interviewed Aaron Glenn, but what do you think about that?
Well, see, there's 2 ways I think on it. One is that they don't want a rookie head coach, because there's too many situations with the Jets that need kind of a veteran. But see, I like Aaron Glenn. Aaron Glenn played for the Jets. I thought he was a great defensive back. I watched him rise up as a defensive coordinator for Detroit this past season. They had a great season, but he had something like 18 injuries on defense, where he had 12 or 13 of his starters on injured reserve. So he had to be kind of creative, and that's why I think he could be a good head coach. But he's a rookie, and I don't know if the Jets need that. They say the Jets have interviewed something like 18 people already. I don't know if you could do that and make a good decision. So, again, the Jets are kind of fooling around and making people think that maybe they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, and one of the things is that, do you think the Jets should hire an offensive-minded head coach or a defensive-minded head coach? And for me, I think Aaron Glenn, even though he's done a great job, I think he going with the Jets, he may be setting himself up for failure. And even though he may have a great quality offensive coordinator and all of this, I just don't. I think the pressure of New York and the need to win right now, I just don't think you're setting himself up for success.
That's a great point, but then again, you never know what happens when a new coach comes in. Does he change the culture? Does he make everybody aware and accountable? And I think that's the things that the Jets need. Everybody's got to be accountable because there were too many me's over there, too many I's over there, and football is a team game, and you got to educate your players on that. I think he can do that, but I don't know if he's. I guess if he has the stuff you need to be taking on New York and the head coaching.
Yeah, and when you look at the coaching vacancies, I think the only hot name from an offensive standpoint is Kellen Moore, the offensive coordinator for the Eagles right now, and he may be in line for the Dallas Cowboys head coaching position just because they have some familiarity with him.
Well, Ben Johnson has taken, he was the offensive coordinator of Detroit, I believe. He's taken the Chicago job already. Nobody's come forward for Las Vegas, and that's kind of weird because Tom Brady's in vying. Vrabel, who I think is going to be a coach in New England's going to be good. The Dallas Cowboys, I don't really care about them. I don't want Deion to go because I don't want the Cowboys to win. I think if Deion goes there, they might win. Jacksonville is up in the air. New Orleans is still, there's a lot of vacancies out there for people. But like I said, I think that the Jets and Dallas and Vegas are probably the ones that people are looking at right now.
Yeah, what do you think? What about Pete Carroll? I think Pete Carroll would be great to go back to the Jets.
I totally agree because he's got youthfulness, he's got energy. For someone his age, I think he's 72. He shows that he has what it takes to be, and I think he's improved as a coach since the last time he was there. I would definitely agree with Pete Carroll on that. There's no one else out there who I would really want to come in there except for Aaron Glenn, and he's a rookie, so that wouldn't go. But I would love to see Pete Carroll come back. He's got energy. He'll change the culture. He'll change the attitude. And I think that would be a good pick, Charles.
Yeah, I think the two jobs would be ideal for Pete Carroll right now would be the Vegas or the Jets job, just because of his personality.
Well, Vegas got to have a quarterback because last year the reason they didn't win, and I think our guy didn't do as well, is because you got to have a quarterback. It's been proven in the last few years if you don't have a quarterback, I don't think you got a chance. I think years ago, Tampa Bay Bucks won with Trent Dilfer, and he didn't even make the top 20 quarterbacks, but they proved that defense does. You can't do that now, so you got to step up and figure out another way to do it. But you got to have a quarterback, Charles Wade.
All right, we're back here. Sorry for that technical difficulty. We are back. You're watching the Expressway on the NFL Alumni Media Network. Catch us every week on YouTube, each and every week on YouTube. Hey, let's talk about the playoffs. You know who I'm gonna go after right now, right? You know who I'm going after, right?
But you're wrong.
you know who I'm going after, right?
You're wrong.
I am going after your boy from the Baltimore Ravens. I said he had to win this game. This was the game, and he had a chance to win. Yeah, he turned the ball over twice, right? Threw one bad interception and fumbled. It looked like he just dropped the ball too when he fumbled the ball. He just said, "Here, take the ball," right? I'm point shaving. I don't know what he was trying to do, right?
Yeah, but see, Charles, for him to lead them back to a chance to tie the game and to go overtime, that takes a lot of character to do. I have to give him a lot of ID because he's a stand-up guy. I watched him even after the game in the post press conference, and he admitted that it was his fault. He didn't play as well as he could, but he brought him back. If that tight end had caught the ball at the end of the game to tie the game, that would have been different. He fumbled the ball after a long play downfield where he should never fumble in the middle of the field. I think it was a combination, but I can't put the blame on Jackson because he showed me something in that game. It was cold as heck in Buffalo. He brought them back every time. They were down 12 or 13 at the half. He brought them back. He kept putting the pressure on. He just had a couple bad plays, and because you don't like him, Charles, you're not looking at all the stuff he did good. He really played well enough to win. Come on, CW, give
I'm
the
not,
idea.
I'm not hating on Lamar Jackson. I'm just saying that if at this point in time you're
Yep.
getting paid all that money,
Yep.
you got to take, and you're supposed to be the MVP of the NFL. You
Yep.
got to take your team to a championship, and you can't make those mistakes. I don't care if the tight end fumbled the ball. I don't care if the tight end dropped the ball. But you made two critical mistakes in that game that turned that changed the momentum of that game. Because if you watched it, Baltimore had a lot of momentum before the first fumble. This is before he threw the interception.
Yep.
They had a lot of momentum. They were driving down. They were moving the ball the way they wanted to move the ball, and he fumbles the ball. And so you can't do that. When you do that, that's your fault, and it just goes to show you, now that you're the man, you want to be the man, right? You are the man, and so when trouble comes, you're going to be the one blamed for it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but CW, he didn't fumble in a game-losing situation. They were down 8 points at the end of the game. He brought them down on the road in Buffalo to have a chance to tie the game. Throws a touchdown pass with a few seconds left. All they have to do is get the two-pointer. He throws a perfect pass, not high, low, but right in the midsection to the tight end. And I can't believe he dropped that ball, because even my little nephew, who's probably 1 year old, he could have caught that when they throw it in the chest like that. I cannot fault Lamar Jackson for that, because he brought him back. He could have been bummed out. They threw an interception, bummed out that he fumbled the ball, but he forgot all that and brought his team down with a chance to win on the road. And if it wasn't for his teammates, he would have done that. So CW, I can't understand why you hating on him, because he did what he's supposed to do. It's a team game, and the way he stood up for it afterward, I got to give him credit.
No, and I'm not going to be hard on them, but I am going to be hard on them because they should have won. But how about them Eagles? The Rams gave them a good game up until the very last quarter, and Saquon kind of took over and kind of dominated. But I love what the Rams are doing. You got to what that head coach is doing in L.A. is, it just goes to show you how good of a coach Sean McVay is.
Not even a question. If they had been any kind of good weather, the Rams would have beat the Eagles. Any kind of good weather. The bad weather kind of hurt the quarterback. I think that they should have won the game because the Eagles did not play as well. Jalen Hurts doesn't look as good as he did a couple years ago. I don't know what's up, because I think that they're not passing the ball to their great receivers. And they have some really, really good receivers and a tight end. And they look like it was totally a running game. Ball to Smith and get the ball to their tight end. Because if you stack the line against Saquon Barkley, you have a chance to win. So I can't say for sure if the Eagles are going to win. Jalen Hurts got to step up. And I think, the Giants fans still have to be hurting on Saquon, because, as you said before, he's looking 4-2-ish, 4-3. When he hits the line of scrimmage, he's gone. And to have a home run hitter like that, I just think it's a shame the Giants are in that situation.
I totally agree. How do you feel about Detroit, given their year? Is it disappointing that they lost the game to Washington? Or, do you give the coaching staff credit for getting that point, given all the injuries that they had this year and being without their best defensive player?
Well, they had home field advantage throughout the playoffs, and they lost it. Quarterback threw 3 interceptions and fumbled. He hadn't done that all season. He choked. Now, you talked about Lamar Jackson choke. Goff choked for Detroit. He's at home in front of his home faithful and throws the ball, intercepts it 3 times. I've always said, and I'm going to say it again, if the quarterback doesn't turn the ball over, you have a chance to win. If Detroit didn't turn the ball over, they would have won that game. So I have to totally fault the quarterback. They're going back to the drawing board. I feel bad for Coach Campbell.
Yeah, and they could possibly be without both of their coordinators, Aaron Glenn, and obviously Ben Johnson is gone, and now he's going to have to find a new innovative offensive guy, and it's hard to find those guys.
Yes,
as you can see across the NFL, it's hard to find those really good guys that can call a good game, and Ben Johnson has done a great job of calling great games, especially
Yes, he has.
Resurrecting Jared Goff's career, i.e. not not taking into account the last game they played, but he resurrected Jared Goff's career.
Yes, he did, and I think that has to show for something. But then again, when you come down to a situation like this, it's up to the player, and that's why you can't blame the coaches on this. He threw ill-advised balls a few times. I thought that he was inaccurate. I thought he just didn't play well at home. If he was on the road, I'd give you the benefit of the doubt, just like Lamar Jackson played good on the road and lost. Goff did not play well at all, not at all during the course of the game. And I felt sorry for Detroit because there's nothing you can do about it when your quarterback is off.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And when you look at, and the same thing could be said for the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, it looks like they are on track to repeat as Super Bowl champions. I think the only threat are the Eagles, and the reason why is they have a running game. You know, the Eagles have Saquon Barkley, and he may be the X factor. But the Kansas City Chiefs have to get through the Baltimore Ravens and
Buffalo
Bills, and that is their kryptonite. You know, that's Buffalo. The Kansas City Chiefs are Buffalo Bills' kryptonite because they have yet to beat the Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs to get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but if you keep getting chances, eventually it's going to come. Buffalo and Kansas City have played some of the most historic games in NFL history. A couple years when I saw Pat Mahomes down with 13 seconds left in the game after the Cowboys had fumbled the ball away with 13 seconds, Kansas City comes back and wins. You have to beat Pat Mahomes. You can't just, ease up on him. So this is going to be really a mini Super Bowl because two great quarterbacks. Josh Allen has showed me that he's up there with them, and Pat Mahomes, he's Pat Mahomes. So this is going to be a great game. The bad thing, they're playing in Kansas City. That's a tough situation for anybody, but Buffalo shows they can play in inclement weather, and they're going to be able to match them. So it's going to be one of those games, and I can't wait to see who you pick.
Yeah, and speaking of picks, I'm up. I'm still up. 2 games. I came all the way back in the last week of the season, and I'm up 2-0. What a great. We split the last game because you wanted to go with the Baltimore Ravens. I told you not to go with Baltimore. You went with Baltimore, and so here we go. The NFL playoff schedule. We got 2 games on the docket. The first game is the Commanders versus the Eagles. I love what Jaden Daniels has been doing, but they are going up against an Eagles team that is still clicking. They didn't play a great defensive game, but as long as they keep handing the ball off to Saquon Barkley, they're always going to have a chance to win. I'm going with the Eagles.
I'm going Washington because I've just been impressed with them. Their quarterback, he might be the first rookie quarterback in the history of the NFL to make it to the Super Bowl. So I really was impressed with what they've done, so I'm going with the Commanders.
Now you got the Bills versus the Chiefs. This is a game I want to see Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl. So I'm going with the Chiefs. and just keep the conspiracy living that the NFL has the whole league rigged just for Taylor Swift.
It's funny because in the last game she had a glove on her right hand, and people were talking about speculating she might be, getting married. But I think that's totally speculation. I'm gonna go against you. I'm gonna go with the Bills because they have been there many, many times and lost some tough games, which would have made me mad. So I'm going with the Bills, and this week is going to be interesting because we're either going to be tied next week at this time, or you're going to be up by 4.
So that's our show. Really look forward to everything.
Hey, man, great show, Charles, man. We call this the Expressway, Billy Taylor and Charles Way, the BT Express, and Charles Show Me the Way. We're on each and every week. Check us out on NFL Alumni Media.com. And Charles, man, great week, man. Stay warm because it's cold as heck in New Jersey, so you got to put your hat on when you go out. For Charles Way, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Billy Taylor. Have a nice day, and thanks for joining us.
Pat, you're live, going to millions of people here.
Yes.
Under the Golden Dome. What, you want to say hello to everybody?
I want to say that Atlanta has opened up everything for us. We're excited about being here with my boys, with my teammates.
Go.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. guys. Can we? Oh, hey, Timmy, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Oh my God, Sauce. Wow, they are. This is the crew here. Nick, it's Nick, right?
JT.
Yeah, I was close. JT Burns, Tim Grunhard. All right, Tim, you were the center.
I was the center for the Chiefs.
No, you at Notre Dame. We're talking Notre Dame.
I was a guard.
I thought you were a guard. You weren't a center.
I never played center until I got to the NFL.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Right. Who was
A little bit.
Who was our center?
Mike Helt.
Mike Helt was the center.
Mike Helt.
He played guard.
Yeah.
Right. And Mike Brennan, right tackle or left tackle?
Well, we switched the line. Quick and strong.
Were you quick or
weak strong? I was a left tackle.
You were the left tackle.
Yeah. He likes to say he was the quick tackle, but he was the weak tackle.
All right, good. So wait, let's go. A couple of teammates from the 1988 National Championship team: Tim Grunhard, Mike Brennan, JT. Right?
Yes, sir.
JT is the son of Tom Byrne, who was also on that team as well. Great tight end and quarterback. So. And that's Wes Pritchett. So he's conducting his own interview while we're trying to get Tim Grunhard under the Golden Dome. So Tim, quit talking to Wes. Quit talking to Wes, and ignore Wes right now while we're talking. You look great, and you're staying in great shape. What is your secret?
What's my secret?
Yeah, you are better looking now than when you.
Testosterone.
Testosterone.
Yeah.
Takes daily or weekly
HGH.
shots. Huh? Good. And you wore number
75.
75.
Yeah.
Number one in the number one in your heart. 75 in the program. So Tim.
sir.
Fondest memory from that 1988.
I know you said fondest memory with the Chiefs is when you came and played for a couple of weeks there.
A couple of weeks. I love it. Hey, that was a great locker room. Huh? Montana was in that locker room.
Right.
Who was the running back from SC?
Marcus Allen.
Marcus Allen was in that locker room. And Marty Schottenheimer. Right. Anyways, so number 75.
Favorite memory?
Right guard. Favorite memory from that 88 championship year.
Well, you know, I was just, if you watch this defense that they have right now, my favorite memory, seriously, is watching you guys out there kicking people's ass. Now, our job was to have the ball for like 42 minutes, and you guys were on the field for like 22 of it, but you were the meanest son of a bitches for 22 minutes. And so we never passed the ball. We ran it 5 or 6 times, passed it 5 or 6 times a game. So my favorite memory probably was just going out and beating West Virginia and watching you guys knock Major Harris out of the game. And we knew at that point, game over we had.
Awesome. Now, the offensive line
Yeah.
of this year's team, the 2024 team, man, riddled with injury. Chemistry's got to be an issue throughout the season. Depth, everything. So it seems like, they showed the resiliency. What's the magic here? Because, now they're in the national championship game with all that adversity.
You know what, I think really the message that Coach Freeman has kind of put across, like Lou did, is so listen, the next guy's got to step up. We always hear that. But with that group, it seems like, when a guy comes up, they had a bunch of young guys playing, and they had a bunch of 4th and 5th year guys that were on the bench. Yeah. And, the 4th and 5th year guys got a chance. They said, hey, listen, we got a good chance. This is it. So, you watch guys like Spindler, who didn't play really all year long. And you see some of these guys like that, like Colligan. All those guys, they stepped up and they came together.
Next man up mentality.
Yeah. So
if you got 5 minutes to talk to that offensive line tonight, to put their minds at ease and give them the confidence to go out there and kick some Buckeye ass, what do you say to them?
Finish every play. Finish every play. Play physical. Finish your plays. Go to the next one. Don't worry about the last play because you're not going to win every play. You got guys like Wes Pritchett who are going to be stunting through and slanting through and hitting the quarterback. You're going to give up sacks. You're going to give up plays. You're going to give up negative plays. But you got to go to the next play. If you start dwelling on the play before, then you're going to repeat it. So, just realize that there's going to be some good and there's going to be some bad. But if you continue to play together, continue to play, there's 5 guys. There's one that fist. That hand to a fist with the 5 guys, then you got a great opportunity to have success.
You heard it straight from the national champion, Tim Grunhard. Thank you, Tim, for being under the Golden Dome. We'll move on over here to the left tackle, right tackle, I can't remember. Short-term left tackle, Mike Brennan, my hero. Everybody wanted to live with Mike Brennan in his off-campus house. It was awesome. Mike, you're looking great. How is everything?
Everything's going well, Frank. It's great to be back here. The Irish are getting back to being a team that surprises everybody, but their grit, and this grit is what we both know, character.
Right.
Building character is the foundation, and it's great to see them get back to this.
Grit and character was always a character of Mike's parties on and off campus. And we're going to get to your football in a minute, but to me, it's all about the locker room, the plane rides, the bus rides, the parties at your place. But you know what? Your dad was such a great guy, and getting to know him. And then whether it was your house in Maryland or the house on whatever street that was, it was always great being around.
Yeah.
Now, Mike, I got to ask, and I know Joe Moore was a dear friend of yours. What did you learn in Joe Moore being our offensive line coach? Tell us about Joe Moore and what he meant to you.
Well, look, you just asked him what his best memory was. Mine, and I'm not changing it, I'll answer, but mine was we played Colorado in the Orange Bowl, and we held the ball for 9 minutes running it every snap to finish the game so we didn't give their high-powered offense the ball back. And you look over, Joe Moore's like, do it again. And then that's what he trained us for. Like, when you dealt with Joe, it's very simple. Are you tough? And it's a really hard question to answer. Every one of us thinks we are. But that's a different type of toughness where you're going to do things that you didn't know you had in you. And Joe would pull that out of the most unsuspecting people. I am a recipient of that. He believed in me, took a tight end, a lacrosse player, moved me into guard. After Andy Heck made that same shift and then became a left tackle, Joe put me there, and they believed. And when he believes in you, you don't ever want to let him down. And you certainly don't want to miss a block.
How about that transition? Go through that transition again. What was it, lacrosse player?
Yeah, so I walked on for football. Holtz thought maybe I should concentrate on my studies, but I was like, Coach, I'm the 8th tight end. There's no film on me. But since spring is only 20 days, I'll make every single spring practice, but I'm good at lacrosse. And if I can't let her in football, I'll let her in lacrosse. And then Joe got a hold of me and said, you do what I tell you, and we might be able to make something out of this. So that summer, buckled down, did everything Joe told me. Next thing, I'm like 3rd tight end, moved me into guard, start playing. My first 2 starts are Catholics convicts in a national championship game because Joe believed, and Lou, when he said it, Lou stood up to his word. If you didn't practice Monday, you're not starting. And Tim Ryan's my roommate, but I just gave Tim more time to heal, I guess, and then he came in and relieved. But have guys believe in you that way, but you also leave everything you got out on the field. You're asking me. The D-line loved Joe more than the O-line. You guys loved him.
Oh, he was the best. Joe Moore. For everybody out there, Joe Moore, Google Joe Moore. Now, don't they have a national trophy offensive line?
They do. So the Joe Moore Award in college, there are 26 individual college awards. Heisman, Thorpe, Doak Walker, etc. But there is only one team award, multiple person award, and it's the O-line award. Joe Moore, O-line, all 5. All 5 have to dance together. It doesn't matter if you have an All-American. If you all do not dance together and work together, so we all watch film, so everybody, all the current, there's a panel, of course, Aaron Taylor, the pit guys, they all got this together. But if you're a current NCAA O-line coach, you can vote. If you play for Joe, you can vote. If you watch film, and it's such a great thing because, look, there are times like this year, Army won. Okay, but that's against Texas and Oregon. Army, the quarterback blocks when Army runs the ball. It's more than 5. So what he stood for, that's what it was. And like Russ Grimm always tell you, Joe Moore, when we do camps, they don't have meetings to tell us how we do things. Joe Moore never changed how he taught. He taught Pitt the same way he taught Notre Dame. Same he taught his high school. Joe Moore taught it one way, the right way. And every one of us got taught by him, and that's what we do. So, like, for all those kids out there, man, when you got a guy like that that believes in you, but yet, so Joe Moore, I guess he lost the high school game because the kicker missed. He never ever kicked again. He ran the ball for 2. Well, that's how he was. That's how we were.
Yeah. You're under the Golden Dome with national champion Mike Brennan, offensive lineman, right tackle on that 88 championship team. My friend, my teammate. All right, so when you watch the game tomorrow and you look at that offensive line, what are you looking at? What's the key to early success for the Notre Dame offensive line?
Well, I think you got to give a lot of credit to Coach Rudolph. And the reason I say that is because they've been banged up and they've had to sub a bunch of guys. However, they're all ready to go. So they sub, they all practice, the twos go in a lot. It's got to be interchangeable, and no one's selfish. So it's a selfless group that'll do anything for their brother to step in next man up. And when you have that's across it, that's what they do. So we had like a great effort out of a freshman at left tackle. But now we got Charles back, and Spindler's been doing really well. And then Pendleton comes in, and so they got some really good guys that have done it, walk the walk, talk the talk, but they also run the ball. And I don't know, but I'll tell you this very simply. After watching what number 4, Mr. Love, did on the goal line, he has a bad knee and has 5 Penn State guys on him, and he wants to run that hard, then it'd be an honor to block for him. Period. And that's how you're supposed to look, and give it to him again. I mean, look, we're not freaking splitting the atom here. It's moving men against their will, and they're trained to do it, and they take pleasure in doing it, and they're good at doing it.
Wonderful. Well said, Mike. True national champion. And you can just feel the passion from that 88 championship team and when Mike Brennan talks. Thank you, Mike. Thanks for being under the Golden Dome.
Awesome.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, thank you guys for being under the Golden Dome. And who are we talking to?
Seth
Last name?
Terrell.
Terrell. Okay, and?
Luke Terrell. Luke Terrell, yes.
Luke Terrell, sons of Pat Terrell, defensive back on the 88 national championship team. All right, we have a fan here. We have a fan of Luke.
Hi, I'm Jill, St. Mary's 93 again.
Jill was on earlier. Jill, do you have a question for the guys?
You're Pat's sons?
Yes.
Are we old enough to have kids this old?
Wait, come on in, Pat Terrell. Pat's now under the Golden Dome. Wes,
What's up, bro?
Wes and Pat, right?
Me too.
Pat, you're live, going to millions of people here
Yes.
under the Golden Dome. What, you want to say hello to everybody?
I want to say that Atlanta has opened up everything for us. We're excited about being here with my boys, with my teammates. You know what I'm saying? Hey, go Irish.
Pat just drove in. You drove in from Chicago.
Yeah.
Your lovely wife, Beth.
My sister lives halfway.
Yeah. Hey,
Good to see you guys.
Wait. You got 5 minutes with Marcus Freeman right now. What do you say?
Marcus, you've done the right things. I've heard some of your interviews. Just keep the focus and make sure you let those guys know you may never be back here in a long time, so make this one count. We love you guys. You're representing the Irish. Go get them.
Thank you, Pat. Pat, show us, give us your stance that you had. Let's say Thanks, Pat, for being under the Golden Dome. We met your 2 boys, by the way.
You did good.
Yeah.
Get Lawson.
Okay, Lawson, Sauce. We get Mike? You're next. Nick, you're next. Lawson, Lawson is under the Golden Dome. Wes Pritchett's son. Lawson,
How we doing?
All right. Full name.
Lawson Pritchett.
Height.
6'3".
Weight.
220.
How fast do you run to 40?
Ooh.
And you're
We'll go 4.5 and a half. 4.5 and a half.
You're at Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
A full second faster than his father.
Position.
Maybe more.
Position?
I'm a linebacker at Georgia Tech.
Okay, now, what did you say when you guys played Notre Dame? You had some playing time against Notre Dame.
Did.
All right. In the Mercedes-Benz. Now, what did your team think of Notre Dame?
This is a physical team right there. You know, we game planned all week to battle against a bunch of grown men, but once you saw them on the field, it was night and day difference. I mean,
right.
You could tell that team was physically there, depth-wise there, discipline there.
Now,
they got everything it takes.
How was their overall team speed? What did you think about that?
Speed was there. If anyone says they can't keep up with Ohio State, they're wrong.
Gotcha. Now, how about their personal hygiene? Was their personal hygiene was good? I mean,
better than the better than the '88 team.
They didn't stink or anything.
Better than the '88 team.
There were guys on our team, on the '88 team, that stunk a lot, and actually that was their, part of the way they played, to be really smelly, so that guys couldn't stand to be around them.
It's gotten better.
It's
gotten better since '88.
You're a good sport. How do you see this game going tomorrow?
I see it with an Irish late field goal to win it.
Nice. Well,
low-scoring game, defensive game.
Lawson, we thank you for being under the Golden Dome. All the best of luck to you in your future with Georgia Tech. Thank you.
All right. Hello, Irish Nation under the Golden Dome. Wes Pritchett, 88 national champions. Glad to be here in my hometown. Glad to be at Basil's Restaurant. We've got all our friends and family here. We're having a great time. I've got my youngest son, Mr. Kane Pritchett, sophomore in high school, Lucy Beckham High School, South Carolina. Wide receiver on the football team, Mitty on the lacrosse team. Not sure if he's going to play football or lacrosse, but the biggest Notre Dame football fan in America. Kane, you have watched the Irish play all season. What do you think they have? What is the key thing or some of the key things they need to do tomorrow to beat Ohio State?
Well, I think Notre Dame is very proud of their man defense, and I think that's most importantly what we have to do, because Ohio State has the best receivers out there. And so I think as long as we can get pressure on the quarterback and make sure those guys aren't catching the ball 50 yards down the field, I think it'll be successful, because Notre Dame's defense in the past 2 playoff games have really been the reason why they're winning, not their offense. So I think Notre Dame just needs to stay strong on defense and at least 3 touchdowns. I think we're good.
So what is your prediction of the game tomorrow? What's the final score? And what do the Irish need to? How do the Irish pull it through? Or do the Irish pull it through?
They're going to pull it through, obviously. I think final score. I think 31-24 Irish.
Let's go. All right, thank you, Kane. Thank you very much. Marshall Pritchett, here we go. One last Pritchett son. This is Marshall Pritchett, just enrolled at the University of Alabama, playing tight end. Marshall, you are now the enemy. However, you have a vested interest in Notre Dame. Well, you don't have a vested interest, but you've been watching Notre Dame your whole life. You're a fan. You watch football. You understand the game. What do you think the Irish have to do to get it done tomorrow? And what are the key things that they have to watch for on the Ohio State offensively and defensively?
I would say, obviously, Notre Dame plays a lot of man coverage. You got to be careful of, Jeremiah Smith and the threats they have downfield. Just beating their matchups. Obviously, got to control the pace of the game like they did against Georgia. Try and slow everybody down. And coaching-wise, I think they have a huge advantage. So honestly, just put Marcus in a chance and give him an opportunity to coach everybody up. And can't trail. If you trail against Ohio State, you're in trouble. So they got to control the pace of the game. I would say that's probably number 1.
I like that. I mean, they've been asking us all week about the comparisons to the '88 team, and I don't know that we can compare football from that long ago. But I think our team just felt like we weren't going to be intimidated by anybody. We felt like we were going to be tougher and play harder than the other team, and I think Notre Dame's got a little bit of that, certainly on defense. So, what is your predictions? The final score, and who do you think is going to win?
You talk about like intimidation. I saw something on Twitter the other day of Manti Te'o talking about when he played Alabama in 2012 in the national championship, how they were intimidated. But you can tell now that's not really a thing for Notre Dame. Obviously, Freeman's running a tight ship. I do think they can win tomorrow. I think, like I said, you got to control the pace of the game. It can really be anybody's game. It's gonna be who can start the fastest, and and who can come out the gate. So I got faith in Marcus and Notre Dame. I'd give them 28-21 win.
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Marshall. Appreciate it.
Bumper, right?
Bumper, yeah.
Bumper. Jerry.
Jerry, yes.
And sir, what would you like to be? What would you like to be called tonight?
John Suter.
John Suter. John Suter, all Irishman. You're a graduate of the University of Notre Dame.
Of course, and I played.
I know these two are. Bumper.
Yeah.
Did you play with the Jerry Winley?
I played with the Jerry Winley.
Very
I got to
good.
tell you a good story.
Oh, we love stories.
Here we go. So Jerry was the first guy to play 2 ways against Navy in 35 years. So.
And we have Jerry here to fact check that.
True, but it was a good thing. It was historical. So he is a mechanical engineer and is at class. They call from the Observer and they goes, Jerry there. I go, no, it'll be back at noon. So they call back at noon and they goes, Jerry there. I go, yeah, this is Jerry. I did the entire interview for the Observer as if I was with Jerry. So the next day we go to lunch together and he goes, Bumper, look, there's a picture of me here. This is awesome. And he reads the story. He reads the story and he goes, you son of a bitch. And I said, you know I did a better job than you would have, which is true. 100% true.
That is a great story. Well, let's turn to Jerry Winley here and ask Jerry. Jerry, I don't imagine you questioning the truth, the accuracy of that story. Is that?
Well, I have to admit, he did a pretty good job.
So Jerry, tell us a little bit. I mean, I could give you a quick bio. Tell us a little about yourself for the camera. You're under the Golden Dome, by the way.
Well, great. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, wonderful. Jerry, you grew up in Cincinnati. Did you play for Jerry Faust at Cincinnati Moreland?
I didn't. I'm a LaSalle guy. Same league.
Cincinnati LaSalle guy.
I have to admit, I didn't really like Jerry in high school because we were rivals.
Right. Did you like him as a head coach at the University of Notre Dame?
Well,
Did you get over those high school feelings?
I got over it eventually.
Good. Now, you came to Notre Dame
I was a defensive lineman.
And did you stay a defensive lineman?
I was mostly a defensive lineman. I played some offensive guard.
Who was your position coach?
Well, it was Brian Bullock and Myers.
Right. And favorite time at Notre Dame? Could have been locker room. Could have been showering with the guys. Do you miss showering with the guys?
No.
No? All right.
We didn't go to Penn State.
Yeah.
But favorite time was probably Sugar Bowl my freshman year.
Oh.
So it was good. It was good going back there 44 years later. But when Bumper and I were freshmen, we didn't really have an opportunity to play because we were just freshmen. So we just enjoyed Bourbon Street for about 11 days.
Oh, yeah.
So that was a lot of fun.
Freshman in college, who doesn't enjoy Bourbon Street?
Yeah.
Right. So that Sugar Bowl, who'd you guys play?
Georgia.
Herschel
Walker. They ended up winning the national title that year.
Yeah.
And we had the only defense at Notre Dame that I think is comparable to the defense that we have now was the 1980 defense. Well, plus 88, you guys.
Well, of course, 80. But really nothing compares with that 88 defense.
So those...
I mean, they're in a class by themselves.
Those three defenses are the best that I've seen.
Yeah, with 88 being the best, of course.
Yeah.
Now, how does Notre Dame win the game tomorrow?
Well, we need run the ball, but we need a little, we need some good fortune. So we need some special teams, maybe a score off of special teams. Maybe a defense, a pick six. So that'll help.
Yeah. Will you be trying to start any fights in the stands as you're watching the
Oh,
game?
no, I'm a pretty mellow fan. I just sit back and relax and cheer.
You're an Ohio guy. You're a Buckeye, so.
But I get pretty intense in the stands.
I bet you do.
I haven't been kicked out of a Notre Dame game yet, but I've had the ushers looking at me pretty intently.
I love it. Now, Jerry, how fast did you run to 40?
Actually, 4.85. Not bad.
4.85.
That's legit.
Too legit to quit. Now, here comes a section mate of mine, a dear friend of mine, a Pangborn Hall resident.
I better stand up.
Please stand up. Mr. Tom Jennings. Tom, how fast do you run to 40?
I've been clocked in the 4.3 range.
Wow.
Frank, if I may, I have a question for you.
Yes.
You were generally known as the best-looking man on campus. Did that create jealousy with Stoney, Wes, and the other teammates?
No. Stoney always wanted to take me to his dances, and Wes maybe got a little jealous. Stoney was never the jealous type, but Wes certainly was possessive, and he wanted to keep me all to himself. Thank you. You just got in today.
I just came straight from the airport.
Yeah. You just came. Are your arms tired? Tom's arms are tired. Right. Thank you for being under the gold dome.
Yeah.
So, if you had 5 minutes with Marcus Freeman tonight,
which I do,
what would you say, or what would you do to him?
Same as Bumper. Run the ball, be physical, smack him in the mouth.
Ooh, smack him in the mouth. Wow, I bet Marcus there's an element of we got to out-tough that Ohio State team.
We do.
Because,
And one more question for you. Your son is a student at Ohio State. Who is he rooting for?
He's going to be rooting for Ohio State.
Okay.
And I'm going to be rooting for my son. But if Notre Dame wins, I'm going to be happy too.
Yes, that's very diplomatic.
It's definitely a win-win for me.
Yes. Is your son here?
Now, will you be behaving? I asked Bumper, Jerry, if they'll be behaving themselves tomorrow. You don't have any plans to streak across the field during any timeouts or anything?
No streaking, but I will not be behaving myself.
You what?
No streaking, but I will not be behaving myself.
Well, thank you, Tom Jennings. Tom, where are you from? Where's
Austin, Texas.
Austin, Texas. Anybody you want to shout out to?
My good friend John Suter. Section
Sudi,
Decoy.
also known as Decoy, right? Section 8. Wish John was here. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Bumper, Jerry, Tom, thanks for being under the Golden Dome. All right, we're here under the National Championship party. The 88 National Championship team is hosting a party here at, what's the name of this place? Ross? Basil's. And we can thank Basil enough. I mean, the food here is delicious. And now we found in the audience here an Ohio State Buckeye, a fifth-year engineering student, came all the way down from Columbus. He actually hitched a ride with me on the way down, and we want to say welcome. We're gracious hosts not only to the Buckeyes, to the Notre Dame family, but to the Buckeyes as well. We're all about inclusion. Give us your name, first name only.
Mason.
Mason, and where are you from?
I'm from Akron, Ohio.
And you are, a civil engineering major at Ohio State. So how do you feel about the game tomorrow?
I'm feeling excited. I think it'll be a good game. I got a lot of money riding on the Bucks, so let's go Buckeyes.
Well, that's awesome. Now, how do you think this game is going to start and then at halftime and then finish as well?
I think it'll start out pretty hot. I think the heads will roll. And then by the end, I think the Bucks are going to come out on top, hold the trophy above their head.
Yeah. Now, you don't plan on starting any trouble tomorrow, do you, with any of the Notre Dame faithful?
No, but I'm going to finish it, though.
I love it. All right. Well, Mason, thank you very much for being under the Golden Dome, and best of luck to your Buckeyes tomorrow. And there's going to be a lot of me that's pulling for you.